guess what? And I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what in a moment now. I'm going to tell you what right now. Guess what? It's time. It is time to get it rocking and to get it goddamn rolling for some Rugby League World Cup action, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Didn't sleep through my alarm this time. Hey, guys. How you going? Today on BK Sport. We are here for England versus Greece. We're here for England versus Greece in the Rugby League World Cup. This is the final group stage group stage game for both these teams. Obviously, this morning we all watched on as New Zealand took on the Irish. We all watched on. It was a fantastic game, fantastic thrilling game, really, really thrilling game that my alarm might not have gone off for, but in my heart I watched it. In my heart I watched it. And it's the only game that I've missed so far this World Cup, so do please forgive me this one time, right? But obviously, the game between England and Greece should be a bit of an interesting one. Should be an interesting one here. I would assume that England do win this by a decent little bit. They don't necessarily... Well, actually, they do still need to win it. They do still need to win it, otherwise Samoa could still top the group, but I doubt that's going to happen, obviously. Actually, to be fair, Samoa could get a big win against Samoa tomorrow. Oh, wow, Samoa could get a big one against Samoa. I mean, they take on France on Monday morning at 3 a.m. So they could get a big win there. But yeah, if England win this game, then no matter what they do, top the group, which will set up a game alongside Papua New Guinea in the quarterfinals. That you would assume, because Papua New Guinea haven't technically made it themselves, but we can assume that they have realistically. They're taking on the Cook. No, they're taking on Cook Islands. They're taking on Wales. I think it is Wales. Yes, they're taking on Wales there, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday. But let's get into the two-team lineups here, guys, before we do get into the chat and see what you guys are saying. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into the game. So, Kai Pearce-Paul, Matty Lees, Mike Cooper, Mike McKeegan, Morgan Knowles, and Tommy Mackinson. They're coming in here for the English with Elliot Whitehead, Herbie Farnworth, Callum Watkins, Luke Thompson, Michael McLaurin, and Sam Tompkins going out. So they've rested a whole heap of their big boppers in this game. You go to Tommy Mackinson, who's playing fullback today, with Ryan Hall and Dom Young on the wings, Jack Wellesby and Kai Pearce-Paul in the centres. Mark Sneed is the 5'8 today, with Georgie Williams in the 7. Matty Lees and Mike Cooper front row. Andy Ackers is the number 9, with John Bateman, Joe Batchelor back row. Victor Radley is the lock. Tom Burgess, Morgan Knowles, Chris Hill and Mike McKeegan as the interchange, with Mikolaj Olejki as the 18th man replacement. So, yeah, completely different England team that we've seen so far this tournament. Still should be getting a win here, though, because they are taking on the Greeks. But, the Greeks can also be a little bit exciting. We have seen that for the tournament so far, that they do have, a little bit about them. Yeah, a little bit about them. Don't let you shit on them too much. They did get pumped last week by Samoa, but in the same sense, Ilias, good player. Let's move on now to the Greeks team. Ioannis Rossouglou, Jordan Meads, Konstantinos Katsidonis, Mitchell Zamparides, and Robert Tuliatu come in, with Billy Magoulias, Chase Robinson, Miles Gall, Nikolaos Bosmos, and Stefanos Batsos coming in here going out there for... Geez, what's going on here? Why is my computer just going crazy? I need to see the team list here. Going out there for the Greeks. Sitani Takamo will go as the fullback, with Nick Mugios and Johnny Mitsias on the wings. Two really good players that I have been loving watching in this World Cup. There'll be a video that comes out probably on Tuesday with a player from each team that an NRL club could sign and which club would suit them best. I'll be doing that on Tuesday. The centres, and those two guys are probably going to be on there. Terry Constantiu and Adam Vranos are the centres, with Lachlan Ilias the 6th. Fantastic tournament he's had. And Jordan Meads as the 7. He's the captain as well. Robert Tuliatu and Ioannis Rossouglou is the front row, with Peter Mamazelos, who's been pretty good in this tournament too, in the hooker. Mitchell Zampatides and Jake Cambos back row, and Nicholas Flokas as the lock. Sebastian Sell, Theodoros Nianiakis, Ioannis Naki, and Konstantinos Katsidonis is the interchange, with Liam Su Tin as the 18th man replacement. So that's a great team. Look, I think they're going to get beaten. I don't think they'll get beaten by 80. I think they'll probably get beaten by about maybe... I don't really go as far as say 40-50, which is still a pretty big scoreline, obviously, but I think a lot of people would be expecting England to win by a bigger amount, but they are resting a lot of players. Whitehead, Farnworth, Watkins, Thompson, McLaurin, and Tompkins are all starting players for them, so they've rested 6 of their starters for this game, because they know, 1, they should be winning even with their backups, and they know, 2, even if they did miraculously lose this game, that they would still be in the quarterfinals. It just means they would be second, which means they take on Tonga, which is not what they necessarily want to be doing there. And also, that would ruin everything, you know. Well, it's the English. They're not, you know, it's not surprising for them to ruin everything. But if they did come second, then it would ruin the Tonga versus Samoa quarterfinal that is looking like it's probably going to be happening here. But, guys, let's get to the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. So hit that thumbs up button. Bang. Subscribe if you're new around here. Bing, bong. And let's get it. Let's go and get it right now. Dad, mate, says he's got about 10 Red Bulls. I'll be flying by 2 a.m. Mate, I've got this coffee with an extra shot from Macca's, and I've got another coffee with an extra shot from Macca's. So, because obviously we've got 3 games tonight, England, Greece, and then my Fiji Bati taking on the Scottish, and then my Australians taking on the Italians. So, yes, we've got 3 big games tonight. Well, not really big, but it should be a good night. Desmate says it's 12:01, Mr. Streamer. Dear me, you're late. I'm not late, actually. And it's also only 11 because we're not on Muppet time. I don't think you realise this by now. We keep telling you this, but obviously you New South Welshmen don't listen. It's Muppet time, right? You're on Muppet time. Currently 11 p.m. on normal time, Queensland. It's 12 a.m. in Muppet time, and then it's 1 a.m. in Fiji, and it's 2 a.m. in New Zealand / Tonga, Samoa. So you just got to get with the times, mate. It's not normal time. It's not no one's late here. You're on Muppet time. Demi says you're a minute late. No, I'm not. I'm actually early because I should have started streaming at 11:15, but I went 15 minutes early. Look at you complainers. What, dear me. It's like you know, I didn't even turn up for the last stream, and now you're complaining that I'm 1 minute late for this one. My goodness me. Get my son at your mouth says, hey, Mr. Streamer, hello, sir. Dazmate says, some Muppet set my alarm to PM, not AM. Well, I think I know who that Muppet is. It probably was a Bulldogs fan, because they are normally Muppets. Brunswick Jagger says, Ireland versus New Zealand yesterday cost me $50 petrol money. So, I don't know if I can... Oh, I'm not going to say the amount, but I know that Clarkey lost on that game. But I tried to tell him it wasn't good to get on the minus there, because New Zealand haven't been good in this tournament, but... In the same sense, yes, New Zealand screwed a lot of people. They screwed a lot of people in that game by not winning by the handicap of, I think, minus 42.5. So, yeah, there's it got him, you know. It's a game that got him. And it's also a game right now, 1-0 City. Let's go, baby. Clone Commander says, score prediction for tonight. I'll go 54-10. I'll go 54-10 or 54-12. You know, 44-point win. I think England will be okay with that, and they go through as first in the pool. Davis says Burton Carry Oz. Justin Sandos is morning. Again, not morning yet, mate. It's 11:10 p.m. I'm sorry. I'm not on Muppet time. I'm not on Muppet time. Brunswick Jaggers says Australian lineup in alphabetical order. Oh, stop it. Stop doing this to me. Stop it. Yes, I know. I saw, 1-0. By the way, how about that free kick? How about a goddamn free kick? From Kevin De Bruyne? Stop it. And then the save from Edison? Stop it, man. Stop it. Sport Reaction says, did you see Tonga drop David Fafita or maybe rested him? Not sure. You are stupid if you think that Tonga dropped David Fafita. Come on, settle down. You think Tonga... I can't believe you've even put that in the sentence. Did you see Tonga drop David Fafita? They didn't drop shit. They're just obviously resting for the game. And I told you guys... Did they drop David Fafita? Get out of here. They're resting him because obviously it's the group stages. They're already through. And as I've been telling you guys throughout this entire tournament so far, I don't think that Christian Wolf wants to utilise David Fafita in a full-time role until the finals and just utilise him in short spurts because he doesn't want him to get injured before the big games, right? Because next up, they've got Samoa next week, right? And then after that, they'll probably have to take on England unless Papua New Guinea can do what I think is possible and surprise England. But in the same sense, I think England are the favourites for a reason. But Papua New Guinea, I kept telling you guys they could surprise Tonga. Everyone called me crazy, and they were very, very close and actually got arguably robbed against Tonga there to beat them out. So, I'm just telling you, Papua New Guinea are sneaky to potentially shock England, but I don't necessarily believe it happens. But yeah, just David Fafita drop. Get out of you. Seven says, I know we're going to get flogged, but go Greece, my Greek heritage. Oh, good on ya. Good luck. Sport Reaction says, did you see Ireland put up a good fight versus the Kiwis? Well, they still lost by over 40 points, but yeah, I did see. It's a story actually they're resting him. Everyone who knows anything knows that David Fee's been rested, not dropped. Stone Malone says, howdy all, LOLOLO. Cologne Command says, Jordan Meads looks like he's been eating too much moussaka. Dear me. Hold on, I'm just gonna. They've started the broadcast here, so let me just turn this headset on. Western Pelican says, hey Blaze, hello mate. Stone Malone says, not the dig at the doggies. Mate, it's gotta happen, you know. It's not like you weren't expecting it. It's the dogs, and Dad's mate, he's a dog. Wisdom Pelican, that's right. James Paul says, really expecting Wellesby to step up tonight. He was sloppy last outing. it's going to be quite tough for Wellesby to have a good game here today because I don't think he's playing, is he? No, he is playing, so it could be a good game for him. Sorry, I saw 6 players out and I thought Wellesby might get rested, but then again, he kind of got rested for the last game and then came on in the second half and it was a bit sloppy. So, but he's in the centres today, so he's not playing a fullback and he's not playing a 5'8", so it's a bit hard for him to have the game that necessarily he won. Also really interesting by the England coach, that he's been mixed in through 3 different positions in the fullback, the centre, and the 5'8". I get you want to kind of see which role is his best, but in the same sense, like kind of get a little bit more solidity about one of your better players in the team that has obviously had a pretty good World Cup. The first game was great, second game not so much, but overall we've been able to notice him a lot more. Justin Sutter says, no matter how bad the team is, I won't... It's gone away. And no matter how bad the team is, I would never bet on a handicap minus 42.5. So, Australia versus Scotland was minus, I think, 76, and I said get on it, and they beat it. That was a pretty easy one. I think that Australia versus Italy has a big ability to beat the handicap too. I don't know what the handicap is actually. I'll go check the handicap right now for Australia versus Italy, which is at 4 a.m. in the morning. It's at 4 a.m. in the morning. Let's go have a look here. It'll probably, I would assume it's probably going to be around maybe minus 78.5, I would say, for Australia. But then again, they're playing Cherry Evans in the 5'8" and clearing the 7, so that's a bit of an interesting one there. I guess I don't know why Mal just doesn't want to hurt the feelings of Cherry Evans. Like, it's obvious that Cleary and Munster should be the 5'8" and the halfback, but, whatever. All 3 favourites tonight are $1.02. $1.02. Like, that's actually outrageous. That's outrageous. England are $1.02, Greece $51. Fiji are $1.02, Scotland are $41. Australia are $1.02, Italy are $101. All right, the line tonight is minus 72.5, so similar to what the Scotland one was, which I think you should get on. Like, don't get on it, but I'm just saying, like, if you were going to have a bet on that, I think that's a fair enough, reasonable option for Australia to be doing tonight. Shay says, do you think Victor Radley gets in? Victor Radley gets in? What do you mean? What do you mean? Do I think Victor Radley gets in? He's in the lock, if that's what you're asking. I'm not too... What do you mean? Victor says that free kick was amazing. It was bloody sexy, man. It was sexy. Someone else says shady, of course. James Paul says David Fea dropped his one of the best players Tonga's got. I know, man. Vegas will check Tonga's lineup. We'll react to it later. We'll do it later. Obviously, this is an England versus Greece game. We'll look at that later. Cloak Man says, Dave Fea's rollers 2 come on in the 60th minute to run a muck. Yeah, too late. You got to bring him on the 20th minute and then let him play the last 20 minutes of the first half. If you want to take him off for the next 20, I get that, but you've got to at least play in 40 minutes. Sport Reaction says, great to see Jason Tamalolo in action. Yeah, that'll be great to see. I'm looking forward to seeing JT back because that really helps that Tonga team who have been really unimpressive in this World Cup so far. Really, really unimpressive. I think New Zealand have been a lot more disappointing than Tonga, but they've got excuses with the fact that they didn't have Dylan Brown or Jerome Hughes until today. And I guess that was a bit of rust today, so I expect New Zealand to bounce back. But then again, they've got a really tough Fijian side next week because Fiji will win today. And then they'll take on New Zealand next week in the quarterfinals. And the last World Cup 2017, even though New Zealand were a lot worse of a team back then, Fiji beat them and knocked them out in the quarterfinals in that last one. And I think the game was in New Zealand, right? So a bit different. However, Fiji do have an opportunity to potentially sneak. They do. I'm telling you. Debbie says, bro, they put Takiaho in lock and Jason Tamalolo interchange. Yeah, we don't want to just bring him straight back in. Like, I guess leave Takiaho there for the time being and then bring Tamalolo off. Or they might even just change that. That might not be what they actually end up going with. Satan Galton says he's being arrested for a hurt back from carrying the team. What a guy, what a legend. He's a legend. He's a guy, and he is a legend. He's definitely. Sunday says, minus 72.5. Yep, absolutely. Richard M says, Ryan Hall always plays well for England. I didn't see him do... Did he do much in the first game? Definitely the second game he had a good game, but I can't remember doing much in the first game. The first game was pretty much all Dom Young. The try scorers are worse. I'm not sure what that means. Colin Command says Ryan Hall has to be the slowest winger in the world. Yeah, well, let me have a think. There's probably others. There's definitely... He's a big bopper, though. He's a big bopper winger. JMD says, Ladbroke and Neds won't even let you bet on the faves head-to-head. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, because JMD, Scotland's not going to beat Fiji, and Italy are not going to beat Australia, and Greece really shouldn't be beating England, but they have rested 6 players. But you wouldn't expect them to even get really that close. Freddie Brown says, hey bro, hello mate, how you doing? Full Reaction says, are you surprised Mal rested Trell 2 games in a row? Not necessarily. Trell had a big season of literally carrying the Rabbitohs on his back. Literally. So I guess, give Trell a bit more of a rest and he'll be fine. He'll be good to go for the finals. Don't worry. He's resting him and he's going to be fresh for a quarterfinal matchup against Lebanon. It's a big one. That's a big one. Calling Man says, imagine Ryan Hall going up against the Fox. Yeah, that's like Jared Wallace taking him on. And Calling Man says, England can't play him in the finals. England can't play? What do you mean? Justin says, Warrior Hargraves came back and going to get suspended again. Mate, Warrior Hargraves is the biggest dog player ever. He really is. He just is a muppet, eh? He really is. Calling Man says he didn't play the first game. There you go. Demi says, Dom Young, def one of the fastest in the NRL when the season is back. Oh, let's settle down. No. Dom Young has a bit of pace about him, but there's still faster players. For example, Joshua Dakar. People don't know this, but Jojo Fafita honestly nearly caught Joshua Dakar. So you've got to remember with the Joshua Dakar one, right, and Jojo Fafita, in that Titans versus Bulldogs game at Combank, so Joshua Dakar has the head start, right, and has the intercept. And picks it up, and also was offside. Just throwing that out there. But he got the intercept and got away. Jojo Fafita on the other side of the field is able to nearly catch him, and obviously he's facing this way, running this way, has to turn around and then chase him across the field like that, and did a really good job at it. So I think people don't understand how fast Jojo Fafita is as well. Jason Saab's got to be there. Who else is another really, really fast winger? Jason Saab from Manly. That's the only thing he's good at, realistically. Who else is there? Not really anyone from the Storm. I wouldn't say Xavier Coates is. Not really Raiders. Not really. I wouldn't say Sione Katoa or Molotalo are like that. From the Sharkies. Dragons, no one knows who their players are because their team is the most boring team on the planet. Knights, Dom Young obviously is a decent little pacey one. With Teddy Selesniak has some pace though, the Warriors. He does. Ultimate says, when does the game start? Game starts in 13 minutes time. So what does that mean? It means you hit that thumbs up button right now. And I don't need to tell you to subscribe because you've been subscribed for ages. But everybody else who hasn't subscribed yet, absolutely slap it. Just slap it, man. James MC Paul says, a Lebanon game early tomorrow. I think Lebanon's game is on Monday morning. It's either Monday morning or tomorrow night. It's not tomorrow morning because tomorrow morning would be, maybe you're in Muppet time. For me, it's 11:18 p.m. on Saturday. So for me, tomorrow is Australia versus Italy and Fiji versus Scotland. But yeah, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Early game tomorrow night. Lebanon versus Jamaica at 10 p.m. That's fantastic. So we'll start at 9:30, which is early as. And then we have Tonga versus the Cook Islands at 12:30, which is a great time, mind you. The 3 a.m. game is Samoa versus France, though, which is a bit of a shitter. That's a bit of a shitter. But yeah, even Papua New Guinea versus Wales on a 5:30 a.m. Oh my God, we get some sleep-ins, lads. We get some sleep-ins. There you go. Oh, and the Women's World Cup starts next Wednesday too, mind you. I might do a couple of games here and there. I definitely will do the finals and whatnot. But I can tell you right now, I'm not staying up till 3 a.m. to watch. I'm not. Actually, to be fair, I might do New Zealand France. Australia versus Cook Islands. Oh, jeez. Papua New Guinea versus Canada. My God, Canada have a women's team. I know they actually, to be fair, their Sevens women's team is actually pretty good and always has been pretty good. So maybe they might be right. I have no idea though. England probably absolutely slapped Brazil. I guess they're not at terrible times. You just stay up. No, I'll probably do them. So England versus Brazil is on Wednesday at 12:30 a.m. Papua New Guinea versus Canada on Wednesday at 3 a.m. Followed by New Zealand versus France. I don't know how the gender equality issues are in Papua New Guinea though. I know in Fiji, no one would get up for a Fiji versus Canada game in the women's at 3 in the morning. But I'm not too sure with Papua New Guinea. I don't know how their situation is in their country in regards to that kind of thing. But that'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how many people actually do watch the Women's World Cup. New Zealand versus France at 3 a.m. on Thursday, and then 5:30 a.m. on Thursday morning for Australia versus Cook Islands. I won't be covering the Wheelchair Rugby League World Cup though, guys. It's just not something that really interests me. Good on them. Good luck to them, but it's just not something that really I want to get up at 3 a.m. for. But, good on them. No, it's not me shitting on it. It's just not my kind of deal. Daxter Saraswati says, I thought America would have been in this World Cup, but they must not have been good enough to even qualify for it, I guess. So they actually lost to Jamaica. They didn't qualify because Jamaica made it, yeah. Dominic Young speed. He does, but he doesn't have the same kind of speed as the other guys. Jai Arrow would beat Dom Young in a race easy. Jai Arrow, that's the most... What? That is just random. Why has that name come up? Jai Arrow? Jai Arrow? Why is his name being brought up in that situation? What? Chloe Commander says Jamaica beat Lebanon by 99 points so they can make the quarterfinals. Mate, if Jamaica win their game by 99 points, I'll become a Man United fan. How about that one? How about that one, Chloe Commander? How about that one? No, Cobbo is... Cobbo? You're putting Cobbo on the same kind of speed as Jason Saab, Joe DeFeet, Josh Adokar? Selwyn Cobbo? Settle down. What? Selwyn Cobbo? Corey Oates? Boys. Justin Thunder says, wait, so Adokar isn't the fastest man on the planet? Apparently Selwyn Cobbo is. Selwyn Cobbo? Jeez. Jaden Saab was close to playing for Lebanon on the wing. Is he part Lebanese? Surely not. Is he really? Xavier Savage. I haven't seen enough of Xavier Savage to know if he's got that kind of... But he is faster, I guess. He is a decent... He got a decent bit of pace about him. Oh, hold on. Is that full-time 1-0? Did City win 1-0? He brought phone on the 77th minute. You're joking, Pep. You're joking. Sorry, my fantasy. Yeah, City won 1-0. Richard says Brazil are even in the Women's World Cup. They are, yeah. Jamaica need more failed sprinters on the wing for them. Mate, get them on. Dom Young was meant to play for them, but obviously England ended up selecting him. Yeah, it's a couple of early games. Yeah, it is nice. James Portmore is nice. It is nice. Women in PNG basically have no rights. I lived there for a bit, so... Yeah, so probably... Maybe that's even worse than Fiji, in a sense. Do you feel, Clone Commander, do you feel like in Papua New Guinea that they would care about their... Because they are very passionate about rugby league, but I don't know how much they would give a shit about the women's team, because obviously it's like in Fiji, right? Fiji's a tough one, yeah, because, Fiji probably have more rights than what Papua New Guinea has. However, people kind of think of it as a bit of a... I'm not really going to go into it because it's really disrespectful. But I guess the Fiji women's sevens team could win every sevens for the next 10 years, and people would still say women shouldn't be playing rugby. So that's kind of the thought process over there. I think that probably you'd be looking similarly at Papua New Guinea. Demi says the hammer. The hammer is a good shot. No, it wasn't Demi who said the hammer. Sorry, it was Hunt who said the hammer. Yeah, you're right. Hammer's one of them. Corey Payne ran a 2.5 and a 45-metre dash. Trust me, I was there. Who? Charlie Thompson says, what do you think of New Zealand? Underwhelming again. Depressing again. They really have been disappointing. Yeah, Calder is fast and underrated. Your name is way too long for me to be reading out. I'll call you Sar. But Calder, if Manly is fast and underrated speedster. I don't know how underrated he is. I think he's rated just finally. He's got a lot of potential. But yeah, he's definitely pacey. That's absolutely right. Cooper Johnson says, Selwyn Cobbo fast and prime bowl. Selwyn Cobbo is what we're talking about here. Like, he's a good player. I love Selwyn Cobbo. You guys know I've been backing him in since he was in his Queensland Cup days. But I can't believe it. Like, you got to be a biased Broncos fan and think Selwyn Cobbo can match it with the big guns in regards to that pace. Justin says, Samuel Tupou, fast man in the world. Mate, what a man. Sebastian Grammer says, second home versus holiday destination. Much respect to both nations. Hey, Sebastian, that's not how we roll around here, son. You get into him. You lay into him, son. Deary me. Lay into him. You're an Englishman. You're an Englishman who got lucky last night that the England versus Australia game got postponed. You muppet. Lay into him, son. I don't want to see any of this nicety shit. Colonial Man says some of the diehard fans would care, but only for entertainment purpose. They had a decent crowd for a women's match there a few years ago. Well, see, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's still Papua New Guinea, and they're still very proud about that nation, so maybe. Simon says, Cooper Jobson, Cobbo, good, not that fast, though. Exactly right. There's a Broncos fan who actually knows who he's talking about. Like, Selwyn Cobbo, that will do me. And Xavier Coates isn't that far. Oh, he's not. He's fast, but he's not that level, I don't think. Actually, no, he is. Philip Savvy's also got a bit of pace to him. I remember Philip Savvy. Didn't Philip Savvy catch Josh Adokar a couple of years ago? I think he did. Nah, Val Holmes doesn't compete with these guys. Till Chunga says, what game tonight are you looking forward most to? Probably Australia versus Italy, just because I'm Australian, I guess, but all three games tonight should be blowouts. All three of them should be blowouts. So I guess I'm looking forward to Australia versus Italy, but that's the really early morning game at 4 a.m. Fiji, Scotland. Maybe Scotland could give a bit of, show a bit of something, but I still doubt it, yeah. Sebastian Gomez says, could you remind me who won the pre-T20 World Cup series? Hey, Sebastian, can you remind me who are the current World Cup holders of the T20? Thanks for coming. Thank you. I appreciate you for coming. I do. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you for coming. I do. Trust me. Because it gets me to remind everyone that we are currently the World Cup holders. Sachin Gill says, poor turnout for an England game. It's because it means nothing. And I guarantee Australia would still get a good crowd if it was in Australia for an Australian game. Damon says, Phillips Harry did catch the fox and was in the same position as Joe Fafita. Yeah, but I'm pretty certain that Jojo's faster than Philip, but I can't guarantee it. But my boy Jojo, he'll be one of the first people on my podcast, by the way, that will come out in January that I've told you guys about. Can I something else? Scotland 250, Palm 0. That would be interesting, considering that they're obviously not playing in the same game together tonight, and also not in the same group. So, best of luck to your prediction. Unfortunately, they will not be playing tonight, and will not be playing now, or tomorrow, or in the future, until maybe next year. So, thank you for your prediction, however. Man says, no, Australia had worse crowd turnout in the last World Cup than this one. Different scenario, but in the same sense, I understand that, but it would be way bigger right now in Australia than this. Sebastian Grumman says, can you remind me who's in second and who's in fourth in Group 1? Hey, Sebastian, can you remind me who are the current World Cup holders? Just remind me of that. Who are the current World Cup holders? That's what I'm asking. It's just a simple question. It's a simple question. I'm just being very simple here. Very simples. Very simples. Very, very simples. David says, England 69 plus, Greece 14. 14 points. That's a lot of points in the game. What is that? 83, if I'm not mistaken. 80 points in the game. That's a lot of points. Sar says, Tonga showed they can't rival with teams like England, Samoa and Australia. No, they haven't. No, Tonga have had a bit of a rough stretch in this first couple of games, but I think they're warming up into it, and I think Christian Wolff is really changing the team around drastically. I don't think that they're going to be able to beat Australia, but I do give them a chance against everybody else. I do. I really do. But their spine's still very weak. But then we're always going to find that. I just don't think that anyone can beat Australia in this World Cup. I really don't. And I would love to see an island team win it, besides New Zealand, obviously. I'd love to see Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, Papua New Guinea, Cook Islands. Maybe not Cook Islands because they have to deal with Esau Muppet. But yeah, Tonga, Samoa, Fiji, and I don't mind Cook Islands. It's just Esau. And then you've got, and they're not going to get close anyway. They're not even making it out the group stages. And then Papua New Guinea. I'd love one of those guys to do it. I just don't think it happens. Shit on Muppet, I make Greeks 250, Palm 0. No, you went with Scotland, mate. So, mate, I'll make you a channel moderator if Scotland beat England tonight by 1 point. How about that? I'll make you a moderator of the channel right this second. The second that Scotland beat England by a point tonight. 2 minutes to go until the game starts, guys. Bang, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new around here. We're about to get into the game, and then we've got 2 other games to go tonight, which is Fiji, Scotland, and Australia versus Italy. Sport reaction says, did you see Pakistan lose to Zimbabwe? Yeah, there's been a lot of shocks in this World Cup so far. Sebastian Grabber says, no idea who won. I see it wasn't a postponed. No, it was not. No. It definitely was not postponed. I watched it with my eyes. Brunswick Jager says 42-6 to the Poms will win it. I doubt Poms will hit 50. I said 40. What did I say? I said 54 to 12, 54 to 10. I could see 44 to 12, 44 to 10. Sars says Tonga should have pumped Wales. They should have, but they still got a convincing enough win at the end of the second half when they tied Wales out. But yes, they should have. But in the same sense, Australia probably should have beaten... Oh, maybe not Australia, but should have beat Fiji by more because they did win by 34, and that's a good Fiji. It's still a decent Fiji team. England should have beaten France by a lot more than they did, and arguably, the try they got given was completely and utterly incorrect. There was a forward pass and 2 obstructions in the play. And that's what actually separated the game. It was a 6-point game until that point. But, we could go and look at Papua New Guinea. Like, Papua New Guinea should have beaten the Cook Islands by a lot more. But they won by a similar margin that Tonga did with Wales. So, yeah, look, there's New Zealand. Their whole tournament, they should definitely have beaten Jamaica by more than 64 or whatever it was, 62. So, yeah, we can look through every single team in the World Cup and think, oh, they should have had a bigger result here, there, whatever. But overall, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I don't really know what the point I'm making here is because I've forgotten about what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, just because they should have won by more doesn't mean that they are a bad team. Sar says, Oz would have won 100-0 versus Wales, Samoa 72, Greece, Tonga, RLO. I don't know the last part, but Australia would have won by a decent amount against Wales. Wales are still a very defensive team, a very solid defensive team. But yes, I do agree Australia would have won by more. Malcolm says he slept because he knew Kiwis would have won. I would not be impressed with how your Kiwis have gone in this World Cup so far. Let's get my wife something else. Scotland equals Greek. Bit of a weird take there, but good luck to you. Here we go. Here comes the kickoff here, and Greece will be kicking it off to the English. Tonga would have lost 60-6. All right. Malcolm says Kiwi should have beat Ireland by bigger. They should have, Malcolm. They definitely should have, in my personal opinion. Rich says, do PNG even play Union? They do play Union. Not good at it, but they do play it. Their bodies are very, very much catered to Rugby League. Rugby League bodies are a lot smaller, a lot more leaner, but also you got to be the size to you. But Union is all about being bigger and just massive size. So they're going to get this ball here, and they're going to bring it back to about the 15 metres or so. Charlie Thomas says, Kiwis game was just the Hughes show. Was it? Zay Brown says, Richard, PNG women lost 150 to Fiji. 150 to 0 to Fiji women in Union. They did, yeah. Yeah, they did. Oh, England here down the left-hand side already. They're away here. Ryan Hall, he's at the 45, at the 43rd tackle here. Geez, that's a really ominous sign here for the Greeks. That's literally this is the first set of the game, and they've already made 40 metres and 3 tackles. 4 tackle now, 35 metres out, even the line. And Richard says, well, what a spanking they did. That was the women's team, but the men's team would be beaten probably worse. Especially if they took... Yeah, even Fiji would probably beat them by a similar margin. Yeah. Papua New Guinea have a good record against Fiji in the Rugby League, but when it comes to Union, it'd be a different story. Up it goes there, and I think knock on here from the English. It's still last here. No, it's not knock on. Probably should have been knock on. Right-hand side, Victor Radley gets it out. 15 metres out from the line, kicks it through. Terrible kick. It's going to be an easy one there for the fullback. Oh, he missed it, but at least Greece still get it. Tonga says Tonga lost 100 million to the All Blacks last year. They did. And also Tonga lost to... Yeah, Tonga and Union is very different, man. Very, very different. Tonga and Union are not good anymore. They lost by 90 points. Oh my God, Greece. Oh my God. This is dreadful from Greece in this first set from them. Oh boy. I just realised I have to listen to this wank job commentary. This wank job English commentary. I forgot all about it. Do we have to listen to the wank job English commentary for the final? Surely not. Surely not. Tonga lost to Romania last year in Union. They did, yeah. They did. But they lost 9-0 to like England in the 2017 World Cup. Namibia never lost by 170 points to Australia. It was about 130, I think it was. 130. It was just under New Zealand's record, which is 140... No, Australia, I think... No, I can't, it's either New Zealand or Australia had the biggest record, and it's the Australia versus Namibia game, or New Zealand versus somebody else. But then again, New Zealand have also lost to some random place in Africa that no one's ever heard of back in like the 40s. So it's going to be England now with the ball at the 45. They go right inside. What was the New Zealand versus Japan game today, by the way? I was sleeping at the time. What was New Zealand versus Japan's score like? Rather have Vossi commentate on these Muppets. Well, Vossi covers like these Southern Hemisphere games like Australia, Samoa, Tonga, Papua New Guinea. But just not these games. Exactly right. Get my something mouth. I don't need to listen to that rubbish commentary. I got BK Sport. You do. But it's just obviously frustrating because you do have to listen to the commentary whilst watching the game because you want to hear the atmosphere. Third tackle now, but then again, there's only 10 people in the crowd right now. Oh, that's an easy try. 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 And is that Matty Lees, is it? It is Matty Lees with the try time there. 40 English, and he's 4-0 here with the hit to come. Vossi's always drunk, Taz, mate. Vossi's always drunk. But Matty Lees. 1 try in the Rugby League World Cup. There you go. There you go. Sasha goes to 38-31 New Zealand. Good effort from the Japanese. Yeah, Japanese definitely looking alright there. It's what happens when you really focus on growing your domestic game. They're 3 minutes of the game, and it's 4-0 England. Ominous signs here. Ominous signs. I did like that Greek try in the first game. I think the Greek try in the game last week from Ilias was fantastic. 95 World Cup. Yeah, it was like 130 points, something like that. Oh, rest in peace, Greeks. Yeah, it's not looking fantastical. It's not looking fantastical here for the Greeks. But it's their fault. Like, they made the mistake. They made that knock on their own line, and it was just stupid. Like, you've got to just pass the ball simply. I really don't understand how you can mess up that badly on your first set against a team like England and not expect to concede straight away. Like, it was just ridiculous. It really was. Greece going to ban Rugby League again. It makes sense with mistakes like that just gave England a free try. Dad says, would you rather English commentators or blocker? I would genuinely say blocker. Because at very least, blocker has his biases, but he just... And he has his horrific opinions. But at least it's not just them, him circle jerking the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the English commentators, you just can't get away from hearing them literally circle jerking this team the whole game. And you're just like, man, can you commentate the game and stop telling me how much you're obsessed with bloody Jack Wellesby? As Malcolm says, Greek gods versus English gods. English gods? What are English gods? Klingman says, Blocker just suffers from dementia. That's the point. That's a point. He's had too many head knocks. That's a good point. And I think at very minimum, Blockers at least played the game. These English commentators don't sound like they've ever played a game of rugby league before, is what I would say. So that's why I'd probably still say Blocker over this English commentary. Gus Gould, no. Yeah, well, at least Gus does have knowledge, though. Like, at least when Gus Gould's commentating, he's actually giving you an opinion. Yes, he's biased, but we understand he's biased. I guarantee you ask these guys if they're biased, and I guarantee they say, no, we're just commentating the game. Bullshit. So left hand, over the top. Oh, that's a knock on there from, that's a knock on from the English. Ryan Hall with a knock on, so it will be Greek's ball at the 40. Sebastian says, it's just nice to see them play. Back when it was still banned in Greece, they played against Malta in the World Cup qualifiers secretly, and the police had heard about the game and arrested fans. That's crazy. Wow. Arrested fans in a secret World Cup qualifiers. The fact that it's a World Cup qualifiers, and you had to secretly play it, and... oh, that's crazy. For attending an illegal event. That's mad. Gus is way better than these Muppets. Oh, Gus is way better. He's a Muppet, but he's way better than these guys. So left-hand side here, and Greece will get this ball to about the halfway point. ZH25 says 1 point ahead of us in the Premier League table now. Who are you again? What team are you again? Arsenal. If you are, then no, we'd be 1 point behind you still. I don't... oh, no, we are. Oh, there you go. Eat a dick. So, third tackle now for... sorry, I was looking at when we were obviously drawing with Leicester. So, at the 40, third tackle. But I know that City have won the league this year, so it doesn't really matter. It don't really matter. I know we've won the league. So, it's set restart here, and they'll get this ball to the 30 metres here, and set restart for the Greeks. Greeks good at basketball. The Greeks are pretty good at basketball. Not too bad. They also won the Euros. Also won the Euros a few years back. Oh, nice little ball there. It's going to be second tackle, and Johnny Mitsias will get taken down about 15 metres out of the line. We play Forest tomorrow. That's cool, but you're not going to win the league. So left-hand side now. The league's a long time, and you guys are very well-known bottle jobs. So off it goes here, 15 metres out. Here come Greece. Oh, taken down 5 metres out. Here we go. I know, I hope you score tomorrow, because I got Sucker as my captain in fantasy. They are so close to scoring here. That's going to be Jordan Meads now. 3 metres out from the line, 4 tackle. Like, we had no Haaland today and still won. But that free kick was just sexy. That was a sexy free kick. Kick it through. Oh, it's going to be a dropout. Jeez, that was nice. Yeah, Sebastian, down €4. Beat Portugal in the final in Lisbon. I know, wild. Wild. Crazy stuff. Get my wife's out of your mouth is correct. Is absolutely spot on there, actually. Arsenal do smell. They do. They in fact, that is actually the correct answer. So thank you very much for reminding everybody. But it should have been self-explanatory anyway, to be honest with you, because obviously they've got arse in their name anyway. So it's going to be first tackle for Greece, and they'll be at the 40. At the 40. Probably says Brentford. I don't understand what's wrong with Brentford. Brentford had a fantastic season so far. The smell of glory. What, FA Cup glory last 20 years? Like what, twice? Once or twice? So it's the third tackle now for Greece, and they're 15 metres out. Greece is doing alrighty. Actually not doing too bad after that first set. Greek have woke up a little bit here, and look at them go. I swear to God, if England ended up losing this game, I'd flip out, because they're going to ruin a massive Tonga-Samoa quarterfinal if they did that. ZH25 says, I hope your team gets relegated, Jasper. Can't get relegated when you win the league. So fifth tackle now at the 5 metre line, or 5 metre line, at the 5 metres. They go right-hand side. Come on, let's get a good kick going here. It flicks it off. Chance here. Greece. Oh, pass the ball, bro. Or kick it. You've got to do that. But 5 metres out, England will get the ball. Looking pretty fun to watch here. Klongerman says, there's no way England's losing. Well, if you looked at that set just then, they really struggled to handle Greece. So, that was pretty disappointing. Ding, 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 ZH25. Ding, ding, ding. It was a good set from the Greece, it says absolutely. So 9 minutes gone here. Second tackle for England at the 30. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe for new ideas. Actually at the 20-metre line here. They don't have a 30-metre line. So if you guys don't know, this game is actually being held at Bramall Lane, which is Sheffield United Stadium. Sheffield United used to be in the Premier League. Now they're in the Championship. They were really good one year, but then just tanked it last year. I think it was last year they got relegated, right? Yeah, Sheffield won it last year and they got relegated. That's what it says. If City get relegated, I'll become an Arsenal fan. Well, lucky for you, all you have to do is become a Tottenham fan. And it's going to be forward pass from England. Victor Radley with a forward pass there, dummy half. Jeez, this England team's not looking too great right now. Clunkerman says, I wonder if Turkey plays league. Turkey would play league. Yeah, I don't think they're any good, but I think Turkey would play league. That was a terrible pass, man. Terrible pass. That was a terrible pass. Yeah, there are some really strange nations that have league. Japan has a league team. Not good, but Japan has a league team. South Africa do. They've been in a World Cup before, though, but they're not good at all. Brazil do. I'm pretty certain that Chile do. Obviously, USA, Canada. There's... Oh, that's a good tackle. That's a good tackle from the English. That's a really good tackle. Johnny Mitzius not having a good game so far. Gets taken over the sideline there on first tackle. That was not great at all. Yeah, Brunswick, now they're calling forward pass against England. Time's changed. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. It's been 10 minutes and we've seen a forward pass called against England. I would never have seen the day. Never. But there will be a forward pass in this game that they score a try off that won't get called, obviously. It's happened 2 times in a row now. It says Turkey will play the Roosters. You are a turkey. Get one something now says the stadium is more empty than Spurs trophy cabinet. Hey, they won an Audi Cup once. Hey, they won the Audi Cup once, and I think they won the League Cup like 16 years ago. So, you're incorrect. They're a very well-established club there. I actually love Tottenham because it gives City, well, City can go toe-to-toe with the best now, but like I've always loved Tottenham because it always gives us that opportunity to compare ourselves with the apparent big dogs. So right-hand side now, it's going to be third tackle for England. Oh, good little run there, but they'll be taken down to the 20. Third tackle now. South Africa isn't good because Union destroyed it back in the 50s. It was a little bit like after the 50s. Union didn't get massive until 1995. If they didn't win that World Cup, it wouldn't have been massive in South Africa. No, because it brought that country together. Nelson Mandela literally helped that country come back together. That's a terrible kick there from England, and Greece will get the ball about 5 minutes out from their own line, first tackle. Yeah, that was a huge thing that happened for their country. Oh, a knock on here from Greece. You're joking. Dude, Johnny Mitzius again. Johnny Mitzius is having a horrid game. In 12 minutes, he's made 3 mistakes. Johnny Mitzius, in 12 minutes, has made 3 mistakes. That is dreadful. Richard says that's true. He plays for semi-pro before 95. Yeah. Johnny Mitzius has had a fantastic World Cup until now, but he's had a woeful first 12 minutes here. Oh, here comes the weighing job commentary. They're already through. It doesn't matter if they play bad right now because they've already played the toughest teams in the group right now. Why don't you just settle down and commentate the game, you muppet? Just settle down. Left-hand side now, 15 metres out. Jack Wellsby here. He's got the 6 on his back, but obviously he's playing in the centres today. Oh, they should score here. 15 metres out. They've got numbers. Out to the wing, Dom Young. Bang, bang. Try time, Dom Young. And that's all Johnny Mitzius' fault. I just want to throw that out there. That is literally all Johnny Mitzius' fault. The amount of mistakes he's made. So I just want to clarify for this. They had the ball, first tackle, at the 50. They pass out of the wing, and Johnny Mitzias, instead of coming inside, goes outside and then gets taken over the sideline. England now get the ball. They run to about the 20, 15, then they kick it through, and Mitzias, not Mitzias grabs it, somebody else grabs it, goes down, and then Mitzias gets the ball, first tackle, and then knocks the ball on first tackle. Now that try is literally 100% on Johnny Mitzias. 100%. J-Dodd says so many blowouts this World Cup. Oh, what a stupid comment. I'm sorry, J-Dodd. Every single World Cup in the world, I'm sorry, I've heard this World Cup comment a billion times, right? And this is why I say it's a stupid comment. Because we see it in Rugby Union. We will absolutely see it in the FIFA World Cup. You watched until Saudi Arabia play in their group. Hold on. I'll tell you who Saudi Arabia's group is. We went through this the other day, actually. And we're going to show you something. We're going to show you something, baby. So, we've got, in one group, well, Wales take on USA, Ireland, and England. They'll get absolutely slapped there. Saudi Arabia play Argentina, Mexico, and Poland. They're going to get slapped slapped even harder, and slapped even harder. They're going to get absolutely punched in the mouth. Then you go to France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. Tunisia are going to get absolutely spanked. You go to Group E, Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. If Costa Rica even get within 3 goals of any of those games, I'll be surprised. Right? Point that I'm making here is that in every World Cup, the best teams are the best teams for a reason. Sometimes there will be shocks, right? But Rugby League, I understand there's been blowouts, but every single World Cup has it. England beat Tonga by over nearly 100 points in the last World Cup. You know, remember when Namibia was in the game? They used to make every Rugby Union World Cup, they get pumped every single game. You know, teams like Uruguay normally get pumped. You know, Romania, a half-decent team, will still lose by 40 to 50, but people like to pick on Rugby League. I don't know what it is. People like to pick on Rugby League as if like it's the only sport that has blowouts, and that's why I say it's a stupid comment. I'm not coming at you individually, but I'm just saying the comment is very stupid because people just, for some reason, like to pick on Rugby League as an individual. So second tackle now at the 25 when it's just ridiculous. Richard says, Johnny needs to sit down and have a... Okay. ZDT is more like the same as empty as the Titans Trophy cabinet. We don't need to mention my Palace's cabinet. The Tennessee Titans, yeah, I agree, ZDT. Yeah, Tennessee Titans are a bit of the old iffy. You know, they don't have much... They don't have... Oh, that's a 4 pass. Yeah, wow, they're calling 4 passes against England today. Unbelievable, son. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. England, you should be actually upset. Your fans should be upset. You've been given a free pass with 4 passes all tournaments so far. This is why they think they can throw 4 passes. But today... they're actually calling 4 passes against them? That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Sebastian Graham says, the reason the commentary is so woeful is because League in England is covered by Sky Sports on a weekly basis by genuine league journalists and former players, but these BBC Muppets are clueless. See, I don't know really the difference. Obviously, I don't watch Super League until next year. Like I said, guys, I will stream Super League, but now I get it, Sebastian, I do. Brunswick Jagger says, English commentators won't hit climax when England play either Tonga or Samoa. Oh, you watch. English media, and Sebastian and any English fan in the chat right now will back me up when I say the English media is the worst media on the planet for sport. The worst media. Because they will big a team up, they'll make you believe you win the World Cup, they'll make you believe you're the best team in the world, and then when they get beaten, they will racially abuse their players, Euros, and then they will slaughter their players and say that they're the worst on the planet. Media in England is the most toxic media on the planet. This is why I absolutely despise anything that comes out of media from the English. I think that's probably a big reason why I dislike England too, for that, not the country. I actually love England. Obviously, they're like our brothers, right? But when it comes to the media, they are the worst in the world by a country mile. Up it goes here. Realistically, should be a penalty to England there. But it's going to be a 6 again here, I think, actually, for... Is it 6 again for Greece? No, it wasn't 6 again. They just hit it back, but I think Dom Young got taken out. It should have been a penalty. Up it goes here. It's been charged down there. It's been charged down. It's going to be 6 again for the Greeks. Here we go. Jim 5 says, who scored? It was Dom Young and Matty Lees. Dom Young and Matty Lees have scored. George McPherson says, I don't think that England will be bothered about the scoreline today since they have already qualified for the quarterfinals. For them, it's more about trying to find the right team for the quarterfinal game. You're absolutely right, George. You're absolutely right. But in the same sense, it shouldn't be this hard against Greece. Which they are making it hard for themselves. They are. So third tackle now, left-hand side, 15 metres out. Oh, Greece try! Let's go, the Greeks! Woohoo! Let's go, the Greeks, baby! It's going to be 10-4 here with it to come. Ho, ho, ho! Greek army. Klein Commander says, yawning is ruined by them kicking a ball back and forth 80 minutes. I like all sports, man, so I'm not going to sit here and shit on it. But Siteni Takamo will be the one who scores here for the Greeks. So the try scorer so far will be Matty Lees, first try scorer, Dom Young, second try scorer, and Siteni Takamo as the third try scorer. I'm telling you, Greece are playing alrighty. Elas. Oh boy. What does that actually mean? Does that just mean go the Greeks, Sebastian? Brunswick Jagger says, we're more like distant relatives for England. Literally, they are our ancestry. England would flog Australia. Who said that? What Mappa said that? Someone in the chat say England would flog Australia. Call them out. I want to see who it is. There's no way. There's no way. By the way, where's our Greek friend, Jay? Where's Oya? Where's Oya? This is a good time for him. Oya, come on. Where are you? You're always here, mate. You're always here. Sudden girls are stuck on that one, English commentators. Sudden says, go Greece. Yeah, okay, there you go. Klein Commander says, if the Greek players win, they get free wraps and moussaka. You really are going deep into this show, eh? You really are. By the way, Greek food, lovely food. You know, what's it called? The gyros? Ugh. I love a good gyros, mate. Yeah, you're actually right, Jay. You know, his team's they're playing well right now, and they will miss the kick, unfortunately. Miss the kick. Dad says, ZH, what happened in the 2017 final? And what's ZH said? Oh, no, I think that... No, he's saying that whoever said that is a clown. He's not actually... he's not saying that. He's saying that somebody who said England would flog Australia is a clown. So I said, call it out. I don't know who said that. I didn't see the chat. So 20 minutes gone here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe when you're around here. 20 minutes gone. G'day, Oya, if you see this on the replay. Hello, Oya. We missed you, mate. You're our local Greek in the chat. We don't have any Greeks who obviously watch the game, but he's a big Dragons fan from Greece, and he's always here. He always says hello from Greece. Zakynthos in Greece. So second tackle now for the Greeks. They're 5 metres out from the line. Their own line, that is. Because they've already scored, mate. They've already scored. But England need to muscle up a little bit in regards to their forwards and keep them down here, because they've been really lackluster with the ball. I know they've scored twice, but in the same sense, they've knocked the ball on a few times in multiple forward passes. They're actually getting called. Funny what the scoreline looks a bit more like when the forward passes actually get called against England, though. Brunswick Jaggers is most likely some keyboard warrior who said England will beat Australia. Oh, you know, the English are going to believe it. And, you know, fair play to them. It's like Australian football. I'm going to say that Australia can beat France. I genuinely do believe that Australia can beat France. And I genuinely do believe that we can beat Denmark. Because we should have beaten Denmark in that 2018 World Cup. And the only reason we lost to France in 2018 when they won the World Cup was off a deflected goal in the 90th minute. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a nice run here. That's a really nice run there by Mackinson. And now it's Kai Pearce-Paul who runs us out to the left-hand side. He's debuting for England. I'm surprised he didn't play at all for the first two games because I like Kai Pearce-Paul as a player. I'm pretty certain that there is raps about him potentially going to the NRL. Kai Pearce-Paul, if I'm not mistaken. The weather's fine. It's not raining, which is interesting for Sheffield. Third tackle now at the 40. Tim Cahill was a beast back then. No, not in 2018. You're talking like 2006, 2010, 2014. 2018 was the end of his career. Kai Pearce-Paul's going to Newcastle. There you go. Yeah, he's going to the Knights. Oh, where'd the ball? Is that a penalty to... It's penalty to England. I don't know what happened just then. I thought there was going to be a penalty to Greece. I don't know what happened. ZH is about to watch Palace destroy Southampton. I hope Eze scores. Or assists because I got him on a fantasy team. And I had Haaland and Foden. Foden came off the bench for a point. At least Haaland will come out and I will get... Who do I get? I get Andreas. Andreas will come in for Haaland. But pretty much everyone got screwed with Haaland being out, so... Oh, Captain's Challenge here from Greece. Captain's Challenge. Captain's Challenge from Greece. Captain's Challenge. I don't even know what actually happened. All I know is that there was a bit of a kerfuffle. You know, a bit of a schmozzle. And England somehow wound up getting a penalty. Alright, George... What's wrong with that? Why is Greece... Why... What happened? Why is this a penalty against Greece? What did they do? What did they do? Is she saying a late hit here? No way! No way is that a penalty! No way is that a penalty! That's ridiculous. He missed the tackle. The ball was gone like a second. Less than a second and he hit. That is not a late tackle at all. That's a bullshit penalty to England. That's bullshit. That's crazy. There was no way was that a penalty. It literally less than a second. Literally less than a second. Alright, so it's going to be first tackle now. They said that tackle was late. So first tackle here to the English, 10 metres out of the line. Interesting. Right-hand side now. Really soft that. And Georgie Williams will get taken down about 4 metres out from the line. Get my something Mouse says, Vezes gets a hat-trick, I don't care who wins. Well, you're not wrong. But then again, if Eze gets a hat-trick, then I can guarantee you that Crystal Palace win, because Southampton are not scoring 4. Third tackle now, 10 metres out. Again, Norway are not competing in the World Cup. Left-hand side. Wellesby to Ryan Hall. Hall's going to have a sideline here. He's going to have a sideline here. Oh, no, he's throwing it back inside. And, oh, my God. It's actually quite silly there from the Greek player. Should have let an English player jump on it, or he should have dived on it and gone down. Yeah, Takuma probably shouldn't have picked that ball up there, or should have just gone straight down. Shouldn't have been trying to go down the wing there. Because Ryan Hall was going over the sideline, gets the ball back instead, and yeah, he needed to go down there and not try and go for the hero play. Boom Shakalaka says, morning, bro. I'm a Kiwi. My G's, the Kiwis are absolute trash. I've watched their last 3 games. They seem like they have no structure in there. I think Oz will pump them by 20. What are your thoughts? So that's what I've kind of been saying, right? So before the World Cup, if you've been watching some of the things that I was previewing, I said that New Zealand have the best forwards in the game, followed by probably Tonga and then Australia. In the back line, they were barely top 3. And in the spine, they were probably second, behind Australia, obviously. But the thing with this World Cup is, although they've had no Jerome Hughes and they've had no Dylan Brown, they've had no real go-forward in the forwards, and their forwards have been superbly disappointing. You can't blame the no-halves for that when they've still got Kieran Foran. Like, his Foran is someone that would start for nearly every single team. Even Australia, if there was an injury. Like, he's a great player. And then the other one was, I can't remember who the other 6 was that would play for him at times, but or he would go England 2 minutes after the line, second tackle. So it's been really weird for me because their forwards have gone out of the top 3 in this World Cup for me. They've really been disappointing. But I think people are obviously looking straight towards those halves, which makes sense. Oh, that's going to be good defensive play there by the Greeks. And they're going to get the ball here 5 minutes out. Really dumb by the English. Really dumb. So, do I think that New Zealand will get pumped by 20? I think there's a genuine high possibility they could be beaten by 20 to 30 by Australia. Do I think it happens? Maybe not necessarily, because it is still a rivalry game. It still should be close, but overall, the Australian forwards have surpassed what I thought they would be like, even though they've only played two teams. Fiji, they had to be physical against, though. And it was also a game that we hadn't played in 3 years, mind you. So it was a bit of rust coming off, considering New Zealand played mid-season. They also had... did they have a warm-up match? Can't remember. But they've played more times than Australia in the last couple of years, and most of the Australian team wasn't playing back, but maybe the backline, but not the forwards. So I was actually pretty impressed by how Australia's turned up. But yeah, if New Zealand can find their forwards again and get something going for the quarterfinals against Lebanon, they take on Fiji, who you need to be physical against, you do. Oh, Dom Young here, good run, gets the ball to the 40, 35. So like I said, I believe that yes, you could be right, and I think that there is a high possibility that if New Zealand play like they have been playing these group stages, they will get beaten by 30 minimum to Australia. But in the same sense, New Zealand will wake up a bit for that game and give it a better go, and Jerome Hughes and Dylan Brown back. I'm not a big fan of Brandon Smith as a hooker. I think he's a lock. I don't think Brandon Smith's a hooker. So 4th tackle now, 8 minutes out of the line. Been saying it for years too, even when he won best hooker for the Storm 1 year or whatever. Dom Young, try time. Dom Young will get a try time down the right-hand side there. It's just a poacher's effort there. There was a nice pass from maybe Georgie Williams. I'm not too sure, got the ball out there. Dustin says they got Haaland. They don't need to compete to win. That's right. Norway don't have a good enough team. I'm just waiting for Sebastian to get upset that we're not talking about Udegaard. And as the hat-trick is bound to happen in better, mate. Foran wouldn't start for Australia. So he's not starting, Clunkman. He's also not starting for New Zealand. That's not what I said at all. You got to listen, huh? You got to use the ears for what I'm saying. I'm not saying Kieran Foran would start. It's just like he doesn't start for New Zealand. But he would start for pretty much everybody else, including England. He would start for pretty much... He would start for everybody else except for New Zealand and Australia. Would come off the bench for New Zealand and Australia. Because it's not like he's bad enough to not play for Australia. He definitely has the ability to be a backup to Cameron Munster. Because realistically, who's the next best 6? Who's the next best 6? It would be... Who's the next best 6 for Australia? Jeez. Who would be the next best 6? Boom Shakalaka, I agree. I'm not completely surprised if Fiji beat New Zealand, but in the same sense, I do imagine New Zealand should be able to beat Fiji. But it's not out of this imagination that Fiji get that win. They did knock you guys out in the quarterfinals of 2017. Jack Whiten, yeah, Colonial Commander, that'd be the one. Is John Bateman playing, Jim Vibe says? I don't think so. I think he got rested for this game. Yeah, White would be the next best 6. Foran would captain England. You're not wrong. That'd actually be a good halves pairing. Georgie Williams and Kieran Foran. Ooh, that'd be spicy. So 16-4 here, and they get the conversion from the sideline. Adam Reynolds. I don't think he's a big game player like that. I think he's really good in the domestic level. Like, really good. I don't know if he is a New South Wales / Australia player. I really don't. I think that he definitely is a quality player at domestic level, though. So John Bateman, let me just make sure. I don't think he is, though. No, he is. No, sorry, he is. He's in the back row. No, Johnny Bateman is playing in the back row, mate. Haven't seen much of him so far. Hasn't really done anything so far. Which is interesting considering that England commentary would normally, continuously wank on about him too. Hines. Oh, Nico Hines is a great shout, Clone Commander. We haven't given him an opportunity. I think that Renault has had his opportunity and didn't really live up to the expectation. Didn't he play in the Hearts of New South Wales in like 2017 or 2016 or something like that? I don't like Reynolds. I think Reynolds is a good player. Oh, that's a nice kick. There's no one back there. Oh, he should be able to get there. Oh, no, Ryan Hall will get a try maybe. Yeah, try time. Nice little kick out of the corner. Now England start to pull away a little bit. That's a nice little kick out to the corner. And that will be a try time to the English. So it'll be 20-4 here with a hit to come from the left-hand side. Rich says, yeah, that's just a joke. In regards to war. Klingman says, Reynolds played like 2 games in New South Wales and that's it. He's just good at clubland. I agree. But I also think he's very good at clubland. I think he's very good. But there are players who are very good at clubland who don't necessarily translate to the domestic, the state level or even the Australian level. And who's that one for the Raiders? Jared Croker is a very big example of this. Jared Croker would never have, he obviously never got a crack, which is disappointing. Mark Sneed with a great kick there, mind you, for Ryan Hall. That was a pinpoint kick that bounced up perfectly for Hall, and then he scored the try. That actually comes down to Mark Sneed. Good pace there from Ryan Hall too, who everyone keeps calling the slowest man on the planet. So yeah, nice kick there from Marky Sneed. But yeah, Jared Croker is one of them. I think that Jake Friend is a good shout for it too. But Jake Friend would have been still quite tough when it came to Origin. It's just that unfortunately Cameron Smith was always in front of him. Who's another one? Who's another really good shout here? Who's another good, really good shout? Let me know. Alex Johnston is... Oh, yeah, just I would say Alex Johnston. I understand. Johnston really suits the Rabbitohs setup. I don't think he's been spectacular in this World Cup for Papua New Guinea, but I think he's done his job absolutely. Playing in the fullback role, I think he's fine. He's obviously normally a winger for the Rabbitohs. I think he's missed the kick. Yeah, he missed the kick. So he'll be staying at 24. 20-4 here with 10 minutes to go the first half, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Dane Gay, guys, is the opposite. He's only good for Queensland. You've got short-term memory because he has been very good at club level for a very long time, but it's just that in recently, he's not been good on domestic level with the Knights. But he was good at the Rabbitohs. Who else did he play for? Jeez. Dane Gagai. Was he at Knights and then Rabbitohs? Did he ever play with the Broncos? I don't think he did he? Matt Ballin's a really good shout, Clone Commander. He was a really solid hooker for Manly, but would never have really made on the international level or the state level. So Knowles comes on him. Morgan Knowles comes on for Victor Radley. Matt Oxford. That's Manly, isn't it? No, I'm thinking of Matt Orford. Matty Orford. I think it's Matt Orford that you're thinking of. Luai and Critter. Settle down, Luai. Luai's a good player, man. Or is that 420? Is that a 420 for England? Yeah, it is a 420. Yeah, it's a 420. Critter. Yeah, Critter is one. Critter hasn't really lived up to expectations for Samoa and definitely didn't look good at New South Wales level. James Bryan says, Dan Garrett was great for the Rabbitohs pretty much the whole time he was there. Yeah, absolutely. It was still defensively a little bit inept, but overall, yes, he was great for the Rabbitohs. So, Matty Leese now, he'll be 3 minutes out from the line. Boom Shakalaka says, did you watch the All Blacks Japan game? Sheesh, the All Blacks are overrated, they almost lost. I wanted to stream, I forgot all about it, but I would have streamed it otherwise. Here we go, Johnny Bateman. 2 minutes out here. No, that he held up there from Greece, second tackle, 1 metre out. I saw the scoreline. I asked you guys the scoreline just before, actually, because I was sleeping at the time, getting ready for this big night here. Oh, good defense. That's a knock on. That's a knock on there. And Greece hit the ball. That's good defense. Georgie Williams, that was pretty poor, though. Matt Orford was clubland. My dad, who's a Manly fan, used to always call him Matty Awful. I think he played for the Storm and Manly, if I'm not mistaken. Set restart here. I think Matt Orford had some really good moments, and he was good he was good, but in the same sense, I know my dad wasn't a big fan of him. But then again, he also called Brett Morley Brett Cat Morley, so... but that's because my mum was a Sharks fan. He's a Manly fan, so he would always just insult her with the Sharks. Oh, I don't think that's a takeout. I don't think that should be a penalty here. Yeah, no, play on. I think that's a good call. Yeah, Jim Vibes, but Johnny Bateman is playing. Sorry, I got it wrong. No, he's playing. Talakai is a good... Talakai is also... okay at club level. Like, he's not the best I've ever seen. He had one really good game against Manly and a second good game against the Sharks. Besides that, it wasn't exactly that fantastic last season, sorry. It's crazy because obviously the NRL only finished about a month ago. People forget this. The NRL only finished. We're still in the same month as when the NRL finished, but people forget this because obviously we've had so much rugby league action here. Who was the other Manly winger that was amazing but only played Clubland? Are you talking about David Williams, the Wolfman? Did Wolfman ever play further up? Wolfman was really good in his time, though. Really good in his time. Dasmate says, gee, wish George Williams has a big nose. He does have a big nose. James Paul says there was lots of hype about Wells before the World Cup. I reckon it's been sort of underwhelming. I think the first game set unrealistic expectations for him because he was pretty good in the first game. Second game disappointing. Third game disappointing so far. I think that there's definitely been better players so far for the English, which would be Mark Sneed, who's playing in the sixth. But then again, Jack Wells, who's also playing in the centre. You know, he's had 3 different positions. The first game he played in the fullback role. Second game was 5'8", and third game here as the centre. So, you know, it's you chuck him in the 5'8" is when he plays best, I think. Or was it the fullback he plays best? I can't remember. Yeah, he's been underwhelming, but he's also played 2 different positions to when he played his good game in the first game of the World Cup. England back on the inside here. George. Oh, that's a good try there by Tommy Burgess. Tommy Burgess there with a really nice try. Nice try there. And it'll be 24-4 here with the hit to come. You can't complain with that one if you're in English. Men, he was the really barnstorm run just then. Brighton up 1-0. Chelsea, you are something. You are something, Chelsea. I need Chelsea to score, though, because I put Webster on my bench. And Andreas will play against Everton, so... Jeez. Brighton 1-0. What is it, Trossard? Ewan Aitken? I don't think Ewan Aiken's he's a decent player. He's a decent player for the NRL, but I wouldn't go as far as say what we're talking about here, like a Jared Croker or Adam Reynolds kind of deal. James Bryce, Tom Burgess scores. He does. It's a good try too. Kurt Gidley's a shout as well. Gidley was actually pretty good for New South Wales, and I think he played a couple of games for Australia. I didn't really do it too much on Australia, but for New South Wales, he was pretty good. I remember one time, though, New South Wales made themselves the biggest joke in the game because they captained him on the bench. They captained him and put him on the bench. Aiken plays for Scotland. Yes, Colin Manor, but if he had been selected for Australia, he would have played for Australia. Because he could obviously play for Australia, but yes, he plays for Scotland because he's not going to get selected. So 34 minutes gone here. It's 26-4 to the English. Daniel says, shush, we're just warming up. No. James Bryce, Tom Burgess could have won his better season in 2023, being his last year on contract. Who's he at now? He's in the Rabbitohs. Yeah, I think Georgie Williams is trying to get another contract with the Dragons or someone else. I can't remember. Kefas Acosta says Samuel had 40 points before second half on Greece. Yeah, but you also lost 60-6 to England. So, like, you can't really say, oh, England aren't looking good here. Like, you also lost by 60 points to England. So, you know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying. I know you're trying to say, like, oh, England not looking too good. And England haven't been great in this game, right? But some of us can't really say that. Australians, we can. But and anyone who hasn't played England and lost by 60-6 can. But I wouldn't necessarily say Samoa should be coming out and insulting the English right now. Nigel Plum. It was one of the most average players ever, but, like, did his job. Dom Young here, right-hand side. Right-hand side, he's still going here. It's going to be a try, I think. That's a hat-trick for Dom Young already. Oh, that's a try for Dom Young. There you go, guys. 35 minutes into the game, and it's 34-4. And Dom Young has scored a hat-trick. He's got a hat-trick in the first half, and now we get to listen to the English commentary basically tell us that he's the best winger in the world for the next 3 weeks. Matt Cooper's shout. Matt Cooper was a great player. Who was ahead of him in the New South Wales team? He would have been New South Wales, wouldn't he? Chloe Man says Jared Mullen was a shit out this prime. Oh, I wouldn't say on this level. Because the World Cup, Haaland will be fresh for next year. Haaland's fresh all the time. Top 2 most random player I thought of. Yeah, Nigel Plum is a really random player. It's like saying Clint Shivkovsky. Clint Shivkovsky is also, like, he was decent, but random. Or who's the one who's currently in charge of the Players Association? He's another one to be really random. On a similar level, Nigel Plum. I can't think of his name right now. Tommy Mackinson there was nice as well. Dom Young is having a blinder from the last few games. Dom Young's having a really good World Cup, and it's just showing that if he was on a better team than the Knights, he'd be really, really good. And bang, nice conversion. 32-4 here, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Will Zillman's an interesting one, Colony Commander, because I think that I know Will well. Like, I know Will as a person. He's one of the best blokes I know. He is literally one of the nicest blokes I know. Fantastic guy. Actually was the first, or second, I think maybe the second interview, no, first ever podcast interview I ever had was with my boy Zilly. No, he's a great man. He's a really nice guy. And he was a really good player until about maybe 2011-12. And then started to fall apart a little bit. But, you know, he was a pivotal player off the bench. He was a great 14 for us, had a really good time at Canberra. And then when it went to the Titans and, you know, Preston Campbell was in front of him. Obviously, they had Kevin Gordon, David Mead on the wing, so he didn't really have that opportunity. So he was playing 14. But I don't think Will Zillman was as bad as people make him out to be. Kai Pearce-Paul hit on the right-hand side, and he's going to give it... It's going to be 4 tries, Dom Young. Yep, Dom Young, 4 tries. 4 tries to Dom Young. English commentary. He's going to get 10. Settle down. No one has ever scored more than 4 tries for England before. Well, Dom Young scored 4 right now. Fufu Moi Moi, that's a random throwback. Fufu Moi Moi is not a random throwback. That's one of the greatest throwbacks of all time. JCF says Lebanon are pretty solid this tournament. Lebanon are always pretty solid. They were 2 points away from knocking Tonga out in 2017. Everyone thinks of Tonga as the best team of 2017. Well, besides Australia, obviously. But the biggest surprise packet anyway. Tonga were 2 points away from losing to Lebanon in the quarterfinal. People forget that. I don't even know who Kirk Reynoldson is, Richard. John Scandalis, a shout. He was my idol in my youth. That's a long time ago. That was before me. Nigel Plum wins the award for the player ever. Who am I thinking of when I'm talking about the Players Association? It's Clint something, isn't it? Clint. Chris Sandow. He had some good moments, man. I love Chris Sandow when he was at the Rabbitohs, I think it was. But when he went to the Eels, it was still okay. But he started to get a bit chunky, you know what I'm saying, for the game. Started to get a bit chunky. Kevin Gordon is a throwback. Yeah, Kevin G. Also know him really well. Loose cannon, that bloke. He's a loose cannon. He was actually my neighbour growing up. Kevin Gordon was actually my neighbour. Ben Barber was the best player to never play rep footy. Yeah, tell you that, Daz, mate. So Mark Sneed, his kicking's been 50-50 this game, but he will get this one. So it will be 38-4 here with 1.5 minutes to go the first half. Clinton Newton, that's the one, Daz, mate. Yeah, that's a Nigel Plum kind of similarity. Can I watch something else that's Jamie Soward? Soward was fine. That was a nice play from Kai Pearce-Paul, by the way. So Kai Pearce-Paul off to Dom Young. That's the Knights pairing next year for 2023. Yeah, Ben Barber's a really good one. Who would have he played for? Would have he been Queensland or New South Wales? People forget, just because he played with the Bulldogs doesn't make him New South Wales. It's just like people forget that Reece Walsh is not a Kiwi. You know, he played for the Warriors. It doesn't mean he's going to play for New Zealand. Queensland, Benny Barber. Oh, he was. Did he play a game for Queensland? I swear Benny Barber did play for Queensland at one stage. But he just didn't really do it. And maybe that's a really good example of really amazing at the game. But then again, he fell off pretty quickly. Did he never play a single game for Queensland? Oh, they're just going to have a try here. Oh, Greece have fallen apart massively. Oh, where's that Samoan, Kefes Acosta, who is saying that Samoa has scored 40 points in the first half against Greece? Well, England just scored, 14, 16 points in the space of about 5 minutes. So you jinxed that. You jinxed that. It's about to be 44-4 with 20 seconds to go the first half. That was a nice try from Georgie Williams. Slater was in the way. Slater was in the way, but I swear he played like one game. He fell off at Brisbane because Hook was a Gronk. Also because he was similar to Chris Sandow and got a bit chunkier as well, I believe. He made a comeback at Cronulla. Oh, he was unbelievable at Cronulla. Well, he won the premiership with Cronulla. He was the fullback at Cronulla. I would argue that Ben Barber for Cronulla was just as good, if not better, in regards to his days at the Dogs, besides that 1 year in 2012. I would argue that Ben Barber at the Sharks was actually better, overall. Jamie Soward downfall was when he played for the States a few World Cups ago. Did he play for USA, did he? I didn't even know that. Did Chris Hyington play for England, or have I lost it? I'm not too sure. But there we go, guys. The halftime score here is going to be 44-4 to the English. Look, mixed first half. The first 20 minutes, 30 minutes was dreadful. but they really powered home in that last 10 just then. This is expected against the Greeks. And you'd assume that England obviously go on to win this by a bigger margin. But yeah, Kai Pearce-Paul and Dom Young there with some really nice try set up. Mark Sneed was very good in that first half. I'd probably say that Mark Sneed was maybe the best player for the English in that first half. Dom Young already 4 tries, pretty good, pretty impressive. So yeah, obviously hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. But it has been a pretty... yeah, the English will be okay with it, but there'll still be concerns about their first 20. Which is what I've been saying every game so far. Their first 20 is really debatable. When they come up against a good team, you know, if they don't get their act together in the first 20, they could be down 16-0 and then be forced to chase the game. They've got to be very careful. James Bryan's John Sutton was a pretty good player to never play Origin. Johnny Sutton, very good player, yeah. Now, Boulders and Steels, a sad way for Greece to exit the Rugby League World Cup. They were never expecting to win any game here, man. It's not really, I wouldn't really say it's sad. I just think that hopefully the next half they really focus up and prevent it from hitting like an 80 scoreline. But yeah, that was a good last 20 minutes, last 10. But then again, you know, Greece did really give up there. Like, they really just stopped playing. Dazman says, saw Bubba playing in the Koori knockout this year. He's a bit chunky now. Clone Commander says, remember when Blake Austin played in the wing for England? Blake Austin. That's a throwback. 2-0 Brighton. Who scored? 2-0 Brighton against Chelsea. Oh, jeez. I need Chelsea to score, otherwise I'm going to regret not playing Webster. Oh, that's really frustrating, that. 2-0 Brighton. Jeez, Chelsea is shite. Jeez, Chelsea. It was Trossard, that first goal, mind you. Who scored? Who scored the second goal? Because it's not coming up yet. Clongerman says, who was that nice player that only played like 20 games and got selected with the Kangaroos? I can't remember. Are you talking about... No, I was about to say Jacob Saifidi. Definitely not Kangaroos. I thought you were talking about New South Wales. I'm not sure. 3-2 Chelsea in about 75 minutes. Yeah, but probably finished 5-3 then to the Senator Matawatia. Is it Matawatia or Matawatia? I remember him though. Yeah, Senator Matawatia. He had a brother as well. He had a brother. Loftus-Cheek own goal. That's a cheeky goal, that one. That's a Loftus-Cheeky goal, that one. Absolutely. I feel like Mullet Man will be like a Jake Friend. Mullet Man will definitely be like a Ben Barber to Billy Slater. Yes. Yeah. Mullet Man will really struggle to get a spot. He won't get the fullback spot over Tedesco. And I also don't believe that he'll get a spot over Tom Trbojevic if Tedesco retires and then Trbojevic will go there, or even Latrell Mitchell. But then again, it depends. Like, I honestly think that you probably should leave Trbojevic and Latrell in the centres and then put the fullback role with Pappenhausen. But, you know, Dylan Edwards is a really good shout too, man. Like, people forget how solid Dylan Edwards is. I don't think Edwards translates to a national or a state level either, though. Boulders and Steel says Stormers are leading 7-6 against the Lions URC. Yeah, I don't really watch the URC, man, but good on him. Colleague man says Stanley Mathia played like 20 games and got selected with the Kangaroos. That's impressive, man. That's impressive. But he didn't really do much overall. Also, I was going to ask you guys a question. I put this on my Instagram story. I should actually go look at the voting. What do you guys do? Does anyone here actually watch like YouTube shorts, like those ones that are like a minute long? On YouTube Shorts, because I'm considering like doing it for people who don't obviously watch the game live. I'm considering doing like a quick, you know, minute and a half wrap of the game, of each game, and then putting it up so that people, when they wake up or when people want to watch, they can see like a minute review of the game. Does anyone actually watch YouTube Shorts? Because I know that I don't, so that's why I'm asking you guys the question if you do. Yeah, I just don't know. I have no idea if people watch that or not. JCF says Nanai has less, I think. Nanai is better than Martin, by the way. It's a bit early to say, I'd say. Liam Martin's still a very, very solid back rower, but he's also very much a player that you don't really necessarily see it, but the statistics do show it. And even if the statistics don't show it, he still does a lot. But people try and say Liam Martin's one of the top 5 back rows in the game. It's ridiculous, which is what I think Dazmate said that in our Discord, in the BKR Sport Discord. I think Dazmate said something like that people were talking about that. I like YouTube Shorts. Bottles is a good idea. Yeah, do it. All right, we'll do it. Do you think it needs to go up immediately after the game, or like after all 3 games are done tonight? Because I can do it, and I'll smack. Because I think there's like a 20-minute break in between. I probably do it, but like, what do you do? Do you like do you have to make a thumbnail for it, or do you just leave it as kind of as it is? I'm not really too sure how it works. I saw my boy Hold the Ball doing it the other week. Oh, sorry, he did it for the NRL, I think. I think he did it for the NRL. And I thought, yeah, I don't really watch it, so I don't really think I should do it. But, I thought maybe it might be a good idea to do. It's like TikTok, isn't it? I think so. And I think was it Mr. Beast who said something like, oh, YouTube Shorts will be bigger than TikTok eventually or something like that? I don't know. It's like TikTok, I think, yeah. But how do people find it? Like, is it just like in your subscription feed or do you click on the... I don't know how people find it. James Bryant says, was Nanai a centre turn back rower? He doesn't look like he has a forwards build. No, I think he's a back rower, just a different style back rower. I don't think he was a centre turn back rower. He's a big centre, if that's what you're thinking. Like Talakai was originally a back rower turned centre, even though Talakai probably has more of a build for a centre, but because he's a small guy, but he's a thick guy, but he's I don't think Talakai is that tall. It's actually a good question. I'm going to Google this. Seo Sifa Talakai height. Seo Sifa Talakai height. He is 1.78 meters. What is that? You find on YouTube. Thanks, mate. And I appreciate that. No, I really appreciate that. That really is helpful. 178 meters in feet. 1.78 meters. So 5'8". Yeah, wow. Talakai is actually quite small. That's quite small. Well, I'm 6'2", 6'3", so 5'8" is quite small to me, but for other people, maybe not. Other people, maybe not, but for me, like comparatively to Jeremiah Nanai height, Jeremiah Nanai height is 1.86 meters, so he's 0.8 bigger. 1.86 meters in foot is 6'1", right? So yeah, absolutely. Talakai is definitely built more for a centre, in my personal opinion, than Nanai is. So I disagree. James Bryan says, that's right. Clone Commander says, is Tyson Frizzell on any team at the World Cup? I remember a few years ago he played for Wales. Tyson Frizzell was, I think, he chose not to. 5'8" is average. I'm so sorry to anyone who's like 5'8" or lower for calling you really small. I'm so sorry. And then Matty Utai built like a brick shithouse. Oh, bro, that guy was a machine, Matty Utai. Matty Utai back in the late 2000s, mid 2000s, for the Bulldogs. Oh, like Nigel Vungana. Richard says, the shorts appear with all the other YouTube videos you've uploaded. Oh, there you go. I think it'd be a good idea, especially considering that this World Cup and the FIFA World Cup are all at really, average times for Australians and Kiwis and Fijians, Samoans, Tongans and whatnot. So I think it's a good idea for people who weren't able to catch the game to get like a quick little minute and a half wrap. James Bryant says, can Australia put 100 on Italy? They can. I don't know if they necessarily do, because I don't think they'll give too much of a shit overall, but I think they definitely can, absolutely. Short has a section within the YouTube application. That's good. Yeah, I'll do it. But like, do you need to upload like a thumbnail, or does it do you just film it and then bang, do you put it up? I'm not sure. Do you, like, I don't know if you, because with obviously videos, thumbnails are very important, otherwise people won't click on it. With shorts, do you actually have to think about the thumbnail? Remember the Matty Utai, he was absolutely fantastic. Demi says, wonder if Teddy will sing both anthems since he played for Italy. He probably will mimic the Italian one, but he'll sing the Australian one. It'll be better than Victor Radley, who didn't even know the English anthem. I reckon YouTube Shorts would be a great way to get exposure for your channel. Yeah, but people also got to remember that like the rugby league community is quite small, yeah? So that's why you need to have a really big understanding of the perspective and also the size of what NRL and rugby league can, I guess, achieve. I need to really... I do obviously rugby league, and I'm going to be doing rugby union as well, because I'll be at the France Rugby Union World Cup next year, depending on if the Titans make the finals, and then I'll have to delay the France until the quarterfinals, and I just won't be able to watch the group stages in France. I'll just delay it till then. But we do rugby union here, we do other sports here, because otherwise it can be very, very limiting, and people do get really disappointed with the lack of growth that you have in the sport, because it's not like FIFA, it's not like football, it's not like American sports who have like a large audience. We've got a really niche audience where it's mainly Australians, mainly Queenslanders and New South Wales, alongside Papua New Guinea when they want to, Tonga definitely, Samoa definitely, Fiji kind of 50-50, New Zealand 50-50. So yeah, I think that but you got to remember that this is, because people forget as well, this is the second biggest NRL channel. We are the second biggest NRL channel on the platform. Behind Bloke in a Bar, who is an ex-player. So in regards to fan-driven channel, this is the biggest social media, the YouTube on the platform. Yeah, so people forget how small this community can be. Colin Commander says, remember that time Matty Russell played at the Titans for like 2 minutes? Did he really? Matty Russell, I did not know that. No, Matty Russell's Scottish, isn't he? No thumbnail required. I'm not sure, Blaze, I never made one. Thanks, mate. Well, you didn't need to comment that then, did you? Richard says, he should do Italy a favour and play a shocker, to be honest. I reckon he shouldn't. Demi says, Rugby League World Cup has been popping in TikTok. Yeah, TikTok's not my deal. It's just not my deal, man. I watch it occasionally, but it's not my deal. What I've seen of it, no need for a thumbnail. Well, there you go. Another random throwback, Keith Galloway. Galloway was a good player for the Tigers. He was a strong player for the Tigers. It wasn't a bad player at all. It wasn't a bad player at all. Gonna go straight from coffee to water. Straight from the coffee to water. You know what's great? My roommates, one's in Melbourne and one's in like Townsville right now, so I don't really have to think about the noise. I can talk like normal. James Bryant, because with me for some reason, and if you guys are like were watching the channel last year on my streams, if it was early morning for like rugby internationals, my throat hurts if I try to lower my voice. This is kind of the normal voice that I do portray, so it doesn't hurt. But when I have to lower my voice for a long time and then like multiple games, it actually does hurt. So it's really good not having to think about other people right now. James Ryan says, Union popular nationwide in Australia, league still feels like it's just New South Wales and Queensland. Union's not giving a shit about in Australia, realistically. Get My Wife Something in Your Mouth says, when you scroll on YouTube Shorts, the video plays automatically like TikTok. Oh, that's pretty cool. Demi says, I thought, thoughts on Liam Moore not being there. Liam Moore is the voice referee on the planet. Definitely you can be loud as you want. I can be, absolutely. Absolutely. Brunswick Jugger says, Rugby League is an easy coast sport in Australia. East Coast sport Australia. Yes, it is. But there is an opportunity for Western Australia. There is. There is an opportunity for Western Australia. It is lingering. They're always going to be AFL, but I also think that Western Australia are open to being relatively 60-40, 60-30, but I still think AFL will always be the main sport there by enough. Stone Malone says, definitely a niche, but if someone is consuming a lot of rugby league content, your shorts will definitely pop up. Think about it as posting on another platform. Some people mainly watch shorts. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm always looking to improve, man. I'm always looking to improve, and especially with the FIFA World Cup too, because you've got to remember, there is a lot of FIFA World Cup games. There is a lot more. There is 32 teams, or 36 teams. Is it 32 or 36? I think it's double as the Rugby League World Cup, isn't it? Is it 32 or 36? I think it might be 32. Jeez, Chelsea is shite, Des, mate. What are you doing? Get out of the Premier League. Wow, Tottenham are losing 1-0 to Bournemouth. Tottenham losing 1-0 to Bournemouth? Tottenham? Hold on one second. I've got to message my Tottenham mate. Ha Tottenham. He's going to hate that. Oh, man. He's going to hate that. I have Harry Kane in my fantasy too, but it's still funny. It's still funny. How many teams? Let's go have a look here. I know someone's already commented in the chat probably, but I'm going to go count it because I want to do it. Because it's still at half time, so we may as well. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. No, 32. Yeah, 32. Double Rugby League World Cup. David says, League catches the viewer's eyes rather than Union gets boring. In your opinion, personally, in your opinion. Colin Commander, I do remember Eddie Pettybourne played for USA and also the Titans. He's got to be one of the most random players. It's a random player, but I wouldn't say it's more random than Nigel Plum. James Bryce, I don't understand how AFL dominates every other state in Oz, even though Rugby League is international. It's because it's using more of the... Well, especially Victoria, right? Victoria has a really large... England running back out in the second half, by the way. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. But it's because I would attribute Victoria to... They have a large Greek population, multicultural population who love football as well. And I would say that AFL uses a lot more of the foot, as football does, obviously. And I think that's where it really has grown personally. Not too sure too much about Adelaide and Western Australia and whatnot. Maybe that's just the first place that AFL was introduced there first, maybe. I think the West Coast Eagles and West Coast Eagles would have been in there before the Western Reds, whatever they're called, Perth Reds back in the day. And Adelaide had the Rams, but I think there was definitely, Port Adelaide and Adelaide Crows beforehand. So here we go. Second half started. The Greeks with the ball at 10. I just hope they can kind of finish off this game with a little bit of positivity. Have I ever talked to Denon? So Malone says, I have. I don't think he's a big fan of me. And the reason being is because he knows me. He knows who I am. I know the guru quite decently. And, what I would say is I think that Denon and I are on two different levels in regards to the way we think about commentating, talking about players and whatnot, because he's an ex-player, so he feels like everyone should be effectively rosy. He's very... he'll make you feel good about your team and will not lie to you. He's not going to lie to you, but he's going to embellish a truth to make you feel like every player is the best player on the planet, effectively. He's very on the fence half the time. He's actually started to adjust a little bit to be a little more, I guess, critical, which is good to see. Compared to me, who is in the middle of other YouTubers as well who are too much. But where I will say what I believe. And I think that every single player here is a good enough player. They're way better than what I could do. However, if a player is shithouse, comparatively, I'm going to say that they're shithouse comparatively. That doesn't mean I think they're a bad player. I just think comparatively to other players, that they're not as good. So I don't think that he really likes that. So, yeah, look, I don't really mind too much. He can do his thing and I can do my thing. I don't have a problem necessarily with him. But I feel like, yeah, there's a bit of a difference in kind of beliefs. England here kicked the ball through. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, Greece. Oh, that was dreadful from Greece. So that's going to be a try there from England. Shouldn't be a try. That was just terrible from Greece. Oh, she's actually going to check this. Bottom of Spurs can always count on these flops. Absolutely. AFL is historically older in the country than league. Yes, but in individual areas. Clemens, didn't Kevin Gordon also play for USA? I think he did. No, he was Filipino. Was he USA as well? He's definitely Philippines. Richard says Tom Leo at Lars. That's right. I'm in Melbourne. Oh, Raiders player. So that's true, but I love how he's more focused on the positivity of the game. So, like, whilst you... right, and he does focus more on the... he's onside. He does focus more on the positivity of the game, but in the same sense, like, by focusing on the positivity of the game is great, but not every single conversational point. For example, right, I listened to his preview of, like, the Tigers pre-season, and it was very much like, look at this team, like, they could be anything, they could be something. You're just like, well, no, come on, man, tell the truth. The Tigers fans, they know their team's not good enough. There's no point saying, this team could be good when they're not going to be good. The Tigers are never going to be good. You've got to be honest with it. But that's the thing that he lacks, is the ability to be honest with the fact that this team is not competitive, is what I would say. So I think his content's fine. I think it's great. But it's very different to mine because I guess he just lacks that ability to say a lot more how it is. But he's got a lot more player perspective stuff. He shows a lot more behind what it goes into being a player and whatnot. And I understand his perspective, which is very different to mine. So that's going to be a try time there for Tony Mackinson. It'll be 48-4 here with a kick to come. James Bryan said, I completely agree with that. The boys in the Bloke podcast sometimes feel like they're too much for the players, so to speak. They are. They are very much like that. But as Stone Malone says, it is good to be positive, but you also need to be realistic. And, it is very, very much for the players. I just don't treat you guys like 10-year-olds. I know that you know the Tigers aren't good. And I know that you know that there are certain teams that aren't good, right? So I'm going to tell you when I think a team's not that great. That does not mean that I think players individually are shit players. I just think that comparatively to other guys who are better than them, I'm going to rank them lower. I don't think Denon would probably appreciate the likes of like a tier rankings of players on if they're elite, quality, do the job, not that great, or unproven. I don't think he'd appreciate that because he wouldn't rate them like that. But I just think that people want to see that kind of stuff. Because you're adults, so you can make your own decision. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, that's your decision. I don't mind. If you hate the fact that I say the Tigers aren't good and you think they're going to be good, that's great, but they came last this year. Yeah, and the same thing with the Knights next year. I think the Knights will probably come in the bottom 2, bottom 3 next year as well. If you don't like that, it's not my problem, but just give me a reason why I should believe otherwise. I'm open to opinion and criticism. It's not the point of a live chat. Live chats aren't easy, guys. People think live chats are very easy. You have to have a response live for literally everyone. Literally everyone. You can't go and think about your answer. England here, nice little roll, 4 tackle at 45. Desmond says, Tom Lewis has been the most random player I've ever heard someone bring up. It is a random player. It is a random player, Leroy Lars. Michael Gordon, no, he's a good player. As opposed to 4 old men arguing on Fox. Oh, well, yeah, I definitely would prefer to listen to Kemp than I would to Fox. And I'm not saying that Kemp's got bad content at all, not whatsoever. I'm just saying that it's very different to mine, and I've noticed occasional pot shots in, like, last year about apparent know-it-alls online, and I believe that he was referring to someone like myself or other people out there and he's just like, I remember him making a comment like, oh, what would you know? It's like, this is why we made that joke, like, oh, you're not an ex-player, so that means you know nothing about the game. Because people always have this expectation that if you don't play the game, then you're not allowed to have an opinion, which is absolutely blatantly incorrect. If the fans have their own views, and they're wrong at times, but they're also not wrong because it's their opinion, and they've watched the game all their lives, right? So it's a different perspective than the players who have their opinions. But I can tell you right now that fans have a much better opinion about the game in certain aspects than players do, because players see it for the lines being run. They see it for a whole different reasoning than what fans see it. The media sees it a completely different way too, and then you get the organisation who sees it a completely different way. All these 4 different places are on different levels of different opinions, and none of them are necessarily wrong. They've all just got different opinions to each other. And that's a nice little run there from the English. I don't even know who that was. I couldn't see it, but there'll be 28 metres out from the line here, second tackle. Tasman says, that's right. Clunkerman says, don't think the Tigers will get the spoon next year, though. Oh, I don't know. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. There's still a possibility. That's a double movement regardless. But in the same sense, I think there's a forward pass here against England. Simon says, do you think he's jealous of you? Both Goldie boys, but you actually support your home team. I wouldn't say that he's jealous. He does well for himself. At all. I think that... Yeah, it's kind of weird that I guess he goes to the Broncos because he played with the Broncos, right? I didn't even... Is he from the Gold Coast? I don't even know that. He has a dislike for the Gold Coast, though, in regards to the Titans. It's really... It's a bit strange then now hearing that you say he's from the Gold Coast. I didn't know that. Because I have noticed that I can see that he hides it relatively well for the fans, but I can see through in the fact that he doesn't necessarily want to see the Gold Coast successful. But that's his Broncos coming out of him. Tigers' trajectory is 15th to 9th. 9th? That's way too high. I could say 17th through till 11th. I think that's still too high. I think 17th to maybe 13th. I can't see the Tigers doing a great deal overall. Unless they get Mitchell Moses. But overall, that probably won't be happening until 2024. Second tackle now for Greece at the 45. But then who do they go on the 6? Are they going to persist with Adam Dewey, or are they going to keep... Sorry, are they going to persist with Luke Brooks, or are they going to bring in Adam Dewey? And Adam Dewey probably is the better one there, but Luke Brooks might work with Mitchell Moses. You never know. I reckon the Tigers can manage... Well, they did... Wasn't he with Mitchell Moses when they were originally at the Tigers? That was a long time between drinks, though. Greece here, left-hand side, the 40. Someone says, yeah, he's from the Gold Coast. When he started playing, Titans won the comp yet. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Was he still playing? Yeah, he played until like 2011, 2010, didn't he? Oh, that's going to be a penalty here to Greece. That's a late hit. That's a late hit. 17th to 13th, and 13th is if they're lucky. Yeah, I agree. The Tiger spine isn't that bad. Hastings 7, Dewey 6, Appy 9, and Laurie 1. Not too shabby. So, Clone Commander, you say that, but I guarantee you Luke Brooks is in their spine. Better than the Titan spine? Absolutely disagree. Absolutely not. Jaden Campbell, AJ Brimson, Kieran Foran, and Sam Verrills is no way. No way. Because one, Luke Brooks will go into the 6. I can guarantee you they'll put Luke Brooks in because their club is literally the most obsessed team with Luke Brooks I've never seen a more obsessed team over a player that just hasn't been working for literally years now. I completely disagree. Kieran Foran's got the experience. Sam Verrills got experience, and also they've both won premierships there. You mix in with AJ Brimson, who was really coming a good 5'8" at the end of last year, who needed a partner who was actually experienced, and he's got that now with kids at Foran. And the fullback is Jaden Campbell, who is fantastic. So no, I disagree. Oh, England coming to the line there, 4 tackle, 15 metres out. Klingerman says that Luke Brooks is there, it's worse than Titans. I actually still disagree. I think that either way, it's not as good as the Titans. I think the Titans made the top 8 in 2021, and all they needed was experience, and they didn't do that. They went actually less. Oh, that's played out. It's going to be 6 again for the Greeks at 15 metres out. That was 5th tackle too. Klingerman says Brimo's a fullback, let's be honest. No, we don't need to be honest there because Jaden Campbell is the fullback there. Brimo played well as a 6 going into the end of the year. I watch every single game of the Titans, my guy. I will tell you that I can see that Brimo really came towards his own at the end of the year. At the beginning, he had Toby Sexton, who is a youthful player who didn't have any experience, and he got thrown to the wolves by the club. And then you go and have a look at his other partner, which would have been Paul Turner. And you're just like, well, what's going on here? What the shit's this? That's why Toby Sexton got thrown to the wolves, because he had no experience there, which tell me a single player who's become good in the halves that hasn't had an experienced half alongside them. And then also Tanner Boyd, who is still relatively youthful, but just a bit different, right? Third tackle for Greece, 5 metres out from the line. No, I think that... No, I disagree. And I get that through. It should be... Oh, nice work there from Geordie Williams. Geordie Williams getting away here. Still going, Geordie Williams. Still going, Geordie Williams. Still going, Geordie Williams. Good tackle there by number 4. I think that's Nick Mugios. Yeah, it is Mugios, who grabs him at 45. You know, he's actually decent at the Titans, Tanner Boyd. Tanner Boyd, I think he should be our 14 next year. Oh, good run here. They're going to be away here. It's going to be a try time. It's going to be a try time there for the English. Mark Sneed, he's had a fantastic game. I've actually got Mark Sneed as my player of the game right now. So it should be, I think, 58-4, or is it 54-4? I don't know if they've already added the try in. I think it's 54-4. They've already added the try in. All right. I'm just going to go quickly look at the Premier League action here. Crystal Palace up 1-0. Edouard, who got the assist? Who got the assist? You know, one of the best Titans players ever, most people forget, settled down on Kane Elgey. He could have been an Origin player, so what happened to him? I don't think that he's one of the best players ever. I knew Kane, but in the same sense, he was a solid player. He definitely was a good player. But yeah, Kane, local talent from the Tweed, he had potential. He definitely had potential, Jay. But with that being said, I wouldn't go as far as say one of the best players ever. You know, there's still guys like Preston Campbell, Scotty Prince, Luke Bailey, Luke Douglas, super underrated there. You know, Matty Srama was a very good hooker until he got injured. I know Matty well; he's a fantastic bloke as well. Who else was there? Aiden Caesar. Aiden Caesar was better. And then I'm not here to shit on Kane Elgey, but it's just a little bit of a difference. Felix Kafusi is a solid 4-game player. Really random comment there, but okay. Really random comment there, but okay. He was good. He used to be the Titans' best player behind Roberts in 2015. Ash Taylor was probably... Was Ash Taylor out with us in 2015? Or was he 2016? No, it was 2015. Ash Taylor would have been our best player around those times. James Bryant says, don't the Titans have the Queensland under-19s halfback? Tommy Weaver? Yeah, Tommy Weaver, yeah. Yeah, Tommy Weaver's there. Titans have a very good, in the last couple, good tackle there by Mugios. They went for the short kick up, but they couldn't get it. 50 minutes gone here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. But yeah, look, Titans have a very good, they've got a plethora of the schooling system now. So for years, Keeper Park was Tigers or, you know, some other team. Keeper Park is some of the best talent in the country. Arguably, probably the biggest school for rugby league talent in the last ever. They were the Tigers. I think they were Broncos at one stage. There were other teams. Now they're Titans. Same thing goes with Palm Beach, Currumbin. Those two teams are the best teams in the country for a very long time. And now we've got Marsden, who is one of the biggest up-and-coming schools. It's just a little bit south of Brisbane. But I think it's still in the catchment area of the Gold Coast, realistically. No, I think it's just South Brisbane. No, that's a terrible kick there from England. But it's going to end up being a dropout. Wow, it actually ended up being a pretty good kick, actually. That's actually a pretty good kick. But yeah, they've got a really good 3 schooling system now that is fantastic for... is fantastic to see. It's fantastic to see because they haven't really had that... oh, please, Ray, I get that clean sheet. Marsden is Logan City, yeah. And Marsden is one of the biggest up-and-coming schools for rugby league in the country. Brighton scored again. It's 3-0, is it? Is it 3-0? Wow. They're going short here, drop out Greece, and I think there's going to be a penalty. Yep, penalty to England, yep. Newcastle are a weird team this year. They only lost 1 game and drawn 7. Newcastle United, yeah. They're a good team, though. They'll be good. They're in 4th place, aren't they? I think they're in 4th. They're in top 4. Yeah, 3-0, and it is... yeah, 3-0. I don't know who scored it, though. We don't talk about it. We talk about it. Who scored? Get my saying now. Who scored? Not even half time. Chad says Chelsea's shit. They are. James Bryce says Cleese Haas related to Payne Haas. Yeah, brothers. I think they are. I think that's brothers. Yeah, they're brothers. I was meant to have Cleese on the channel. We were speaking quite a bit towards the end of last year, but I think he was just a bit busy at the end of his debut game. Chelsea Farmers League Club. It was an own goal. Oh, even worse. Has 2 own goals for Chelsea. What were your thoughts on the Hayne playing the Titans? You're very well aware of my thoughts there. What were your thoughts when David Fifita coming to the Titans? Great signing. Great signing, still is a great signing. And will re-sign. 52 minutes gone here, and I think they're going to take Dom Young off, which is fair enough. He scored 4 tries. James Bruns, do you reckon the Titans could snag Payne Haas if he leaves the Broncos? Absolutely, yeah. And they've got the cap space as well. But they're not going to sign him for a mil. That's the issue. They're not going to sign him for a mil. First tackle here. But I can tell you, it's not out of this world. And another try for Tommy Burgess. Too easy. They can't handle Tommy Burgess right now. Yeah, Jazz, mate, you kind of are right. Chelsea do actually have 2 goals in this game, so it's 2-1 Chelsea. Yeah, they did score 2 goals themselves. Just too bad it was against themselves. Just too bad they scored those 2 goals against themselves. Stone Malone says, Marsden High School produces gems like crazy. Olympic gold medalist in BMX Logan Martin went to Marsden. Well, there you go. Yeah, but like in comparison, 1 second. Kebra Park Rugby League NRL players. Benji Marshall obviously went to Kebra. I think David Fifita also went to Kebra. Jesse Arthur's Jai Arrow. Hold on. Alright, so Corey Allen. Let's not count that one. AJ Brimdog Millionaire. Tanner Boyd. Jesse Arthur's Jai Arrow. Dejan Arcee. Rangi Chase. Greg Eastwood. Kenny Edwards. David Fifita. Moeki Fotuaika. Payne Haas. Deloise Holter. Jordan Kahu. Kaneli Lamielu. Lamali Lavave, who plays for Fiji in this World Cup. Isaac Liu. Robert Louis. Tamari Martin. Benji Marshall. Sam Moa. Thomas McHale. Tauta Moga. Ben Murdoch-Masila. Corey Norman. Ignatius Parsi. Dean Parada, who is a former Italy international. Jackson Polo. Livaha Pulu. Tyrone Roberts. Curtis Rowe. Magon Seve. Ben Teo. Bodine Thompson. Reese Walsh. Kim Uwasi. Wow, Robert Tocco as well back in the day. So that's Kebra, you know. So that's why it was so important that the Gold Coast returned to being their feed club. Sorry, Kebra has turned into a school for the Gold Coast. So there's a captain's challenge by Greece. I'm obviously not... by England. I'm obviously not commentating the game a crazy deal because the game is a blowout. You guys know when it's a blowout, we don't really talk too much about it. I'll let you know when something happens. I did say 69 plus, I'm going to be right. You did also say Greece to have, like... That's definitely not on there from England. It's definitely not on from England. But you did also say that Greece would score 14 points. I can't see them scoring 14 points. Riley. James Ryan says, why did Darrow leave the Titans? He's been great for South both seasons so far. I think it was just I think it was a financial thing. I can't remember. Maybe there was a reason for it though. James Bryan said, I don't think Haas would even want to demand $1 million anymore after the backlash he got earlier this year. I think he'll go for as much as he possibly can get. But the best Haas in the business is Khalees Haas. James Bryan says, "What? That's right. Damn, it's crazy." Bolton still says, halftime of the USC game with the Lions leading against Stormers 22-10. There you go. Remember when Chris yes, I know Chris Grebsmore sold fake Titans jerseys. I know, Muppet, man. Muppet. Greece here. Greece. Oh, here we go. We might see Demi get it right in regards to the Greek score. First tackle now, 5 metres out of the line. They'll go left-hand side now, 15 metres out. Oh, taking down to 10. So second tackle now, 10 metres out of the line. Come on, Greece. Score another try, son. Score another try. Get in there. Get in there. My scoreline prediction was well off, but then again, that's because Greece just literally gave up that last 10 minutes of that first half. It was 12-6 at one stage. Oh, the Greek can knock on the ball. Oh, no. Oh, no. Knock on the ball. Knock on the ball. Yeah, Chris Gresmore, Muppet, man. Crazy that players feel the need to do that, eh? But then again, Chris Gresmore was a really average player, really below average player for the Titans. I think he came from the Rabbitohs system. Similar to, like, Chris McQueen. I think Chris McQueen came from Rabbitohs and then went to Tigers, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it Tigers, Titans, Rabbitohs? Or was it Rabbitohs, Titans, Tigers? I can't remember. Malcolm says, looks like a T20 cricket score. 4 for 62. Jeez, you're not doing too well if you're 4 for 62, that's for sure. 4 for 62. Jeez. Then again, England did lose to Ireland, so... Oh, that's forward pass. That's a forward pass. Ah, there's the typical forward pass. Oh, they didn't score though this time. There's a forward pass that doesn't get called against England. I was expecting there to be at least one call that went for England in regards to forward passes. Oh, it's a knock on. That's karma. Clone Commander says, remember Daniel Mortimer? Bloke was honestly one of the worst players. Clone Commander, I advise you, I implore you, to go and watch a video that I created with Entertain House, which was an NRL draft, a rugby league draft, right? So we have this draft series where we go through all the teams with a different content creator, and I compete with them on their own team. And Entertain House is an Eels fan. We did the Eels, and I think that I got first pick, or did he get first pick? I can't remember. Someone in the chat let me know who watched that video. Did he get first pick or I got first pick? Regardless, right? His first pick was Daniel Mortimer. I would never have selected Daniel Mortimer. And secondly, you've got Jared Hayne, you've got Peter Sterling, you've got Brett Kenny, Nathan Hindmarsh, all these big boppers. And he chose Daniel Mortimer with the first selection. No, Daz, mate, that was Emilio de Savage with the Bulldogs. So, and Emilio de Savage with the Bulldogs, he chose Michael Lasher as his hooker. And I thought, what? I thought, sorry? That's crazy. Clone Commander says, a fun fact, Jordan, that's worse. Michael Lasher is worse than Daniel Mortimer, but yeah, Daniel Mortimer was a complete shock. Clone Commander says, fun fact, Jordan Rapana, Jerome Hughes, Luke Douglas all played with the Titans at one stage. Yep, I know that. Luke Douglas was a really underrated player. I know Lukey well. He actually followed me on Instagram the other day. I've known him for years, since he started at the Titans. He's a great bloke, man. Phenomenal bloke. Phenomenal bloke. Tottenham, sorry. My Tottenham mate's talking shit. That shit don't work here, Jordan. Elisha was meant to be the next big thing. Yeah, he was meant to be a decent prospect, but never really got it done. Oh, huge hit there from the English. Newcastle penalty, 1-0. Oh, who scored it? It wasn't Almiron, was it? Almiron's like everyone's favourite dude in fantasy right now. Newcastle, who scored it? Oh, Callum Wilson, of course. Who got the assist? Don't tell me it was Almiron. As long as it's not Almiron, I'm okay. Oh, that's right. I've got Shah right now in my fantasy too. I don't want Aston Villa to score. I don't want Aston Villa to score. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's a knock on there from the Greeks. That's a knock on Narunos to the Greeks. Don't forget, guys, in about 55 minutes' time, we'll be jumping on for... what's it called? The next game. The next game, which is... what's our next game? Fiji versus Scotland. So I'm distracted by my Tottenham mate talking shit. Clonga Man says, Daniel Mortimer missed that kick from right in front. Oh, I know. Second tackle now. Brunswick says the clock is chasing the Poms again. It is. It's been ever since the 30th minute. It's been and Ryan Hall scored try here, so it'll be 66-4 here. The kick to come. That was a great pass as well. It is. English probably get the highest score right now, but then again, Australia could beat Italy by bigger. But for the time being, I think England probably scored more than 84 points here. It was Wilson. No, I saw. Yeah, the Greeks really gave up after that 30th minute. The Greeks really, Jay, your mate's back. The Greeks really did drop off after that 30th minute or so. If they don't get 90, it's a loss. Well, last score wins, but then again, they'll probably be the last team to score. Jamaica beat New Zealand though, which was great to see. That was fantastic. That was a fantastic one to see that. Fantastic. That's a great pass, by the way. That actually wasn't a forward pass. Believe it or not. Agree with that. I think we all agree with it. Even the English agree with it. I think we all agree with it, that one. So yeah, with those YouTube shorts, do you think I need to upload them immediately? Or do you think it's okay probably to upload after the third game? Because I don't know how long it will take to like upload it. Like obviously just film a video here saying what happened, all that kind of jazz. Maybe give like a 3-2-1 system of plays on who I thought was best, but I don't know. Do I do it after all three, or do I do it straight after? This could be the Clocks' second loss of the World Cup. Tough travelling for the Clocks. I think the Clocks done pretty well for this World Cup, actually. And it'll be 68-4. 60 minutes gone here, guys. 60 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Dasmate, it's up to you, I guess. Thank you, Dasmate. Yeah. I was asking your opinion, but, I appreciate that you told me basically that it's up to me, which I also knew. I was just kind of getting your opinions, but I appreciate that really in-depth and reliable response. George McFerrin says, Daz, I don't think England will care about how many points they will score. They'll care, but it's not that meaningful, but they'll care. Brunswick says, whenever you decide. Thank you as well, Brunswick, for a really, really interesting comment there. After the third game would do? Yeah, I think so. I think it gives me time to kick back and whatnot. But I think I'll film it. I'll film it straight after the game, and maybe... We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If you could add a special jersey round of the NRL, what would you add? We've got Pacifica round. We've got Indigenous round. We're not going to speak about inclusivity. We're not going to do that. Because that's been really controversial. Gee, that's a tough one, man. We've already got, superhero round. What else would you add? What else is there to add? We've got Anzacs. I don't think there's much else to add, really. Unless you wanted to add because Pacifica already has one. I love the Pacifica jerseys. And I love the Indigenous ones too, besides the Eels Indigenous jersey. 4 tackle now for England, 10 metres down the line. I do remember when John Olive was set to be the next big thing at the Titans, yeah. Ford or Holden round? No, Chuck Quinlan. No. No, Chuck Quinlan. No, sir. Oh, it's actually not a bad kick there from Williams, but it will be taken away there. By the way, Dom Young scored 4 tries really quickly and hasn't... Well, I think he came out, but didn't get that 5th try, which would have broken the record for England. They got rid of the superhero round. Maybe bring that back. No, I don't think so. I think that was a bit cringe. I know Titans are sponsored by Village Roadshow, but in the same sense, I think it was a bit cringe. And I don't think that anyone's going to go out of their way to buy a jersey of superhero round. I think they'll go out of their way to buy an Anzac jersey because it's representational of our culture. They'll get an Indigenous one because it's also representation of our culture. And then there's also the Pacific round, which is a representation of other cultures that are involved in that game that look really cool, right? So I think those ones make sense. Superhero round is very cringy, very cliche, cringy, and catered to 10-year-olds. So second time, and I love superhero members and whatnot, but I'm not going to go out and buy a jersey of a superhero on my jersey. Nathan says, Manly legit destroyed their team by putting a rainbow on the jersey. They destroyed their team for multiple years. Oh, this defense from Greece. Holy shit. Alright, get my something mouth to see it at the Australia game. That's if you wake up, mate. Trust me. I know from experience. Riley comes to the UK, dude. Not when I watch that defense. No, it's called an aneurysm. Sergeant Kelly says, let's have a Muppet jersey honouring the biggest Muppets to ever did Muppet. Bandwagon and Bass will be the poster boy for it. So, Joe Batchelor scores a try for England, by the way. If you guys don't know, we had an idea put forward by, I think, Brighton Robinson or someone this year during NRL stream saying we should have a Fetty Bomb shirt or jumper or something like that for next year. And I'm also considering doing like a Muppet one. So, yeah, we'll see how it is. We'll see what we do there. I have superheroes on my jocks. Yeah, that's because you're a big lotto winner, mate. That's because you can do what you want. When you win the lotto, mate, you can do what you want. But yeah, let's have a Muppet jersey honouring the biggest Muppets to ever did Muppet. Bandwagon and Bus will be the poster boy for it. Yeah, you have like, you know how you have the writing on one side that goes then underneath? So like an L, and then you have Bandwagon and Bus face right there. Brighton 3-0 up against halftime against Chelsea. Yeah, George, we've been saying this throughout the stream so far. Crazy, eh? Crazy. Bournemouth up 1-0 over Tottenham is even bigger. But I need Harry Kane to score. I need Harry Kane to score for my fantasy. Oh! That kick actually wasn't bad. It looked like it was going to be really bad, but they ended up getting it. They ended up not making it look as bad as I thought it was going to be. So 72-4 here to the English with 16 minutes to go. Yeah, I do remember Shannon Boyd, the Titans, Clung Commander. Didn't really do much. He was obviously more a Canberra Raiders player than he was Titans. I remember seeing him at Robina Town at one time. That was around like 2017-18. I wasn't really involved with the club on a personal level at that time. I was obviously very much frontline and doing whatnot, but my YouTube hadn't really evolved yet. because it wasn't really consistent. Like, I was decent enough. I would do Titans home games when I went, but that was about it, really. I didn't really get consistent on YouTube until like 2020. Clinger Man says he was signed when he was on his last legs. I know, it's ridiculous. And he was signed for a ridiculous amount of money too. Russoglo comes off here for Tuliatu. Russoglo, 15 minutes to go. England with the ball at the 45. They'll be taking down the 50 now. Jack Bird was the biggest waste for the Broncos. That was always going to be the case, though. I don't understand with Broncos how they expected anything differently there. Like, they signed him when he was injured. Fit tackle now at the 40. It's super weird how they don't have a 30-metre line in this game. But I guess it's probably because Sheffield... Oh, it's a huge hit, man. That's a really nice hit. That is a really nice hit, that one. I'm going to check if Sheffield play this week at home. English Championship. No, they play away at West Brom, and they actually won 2-0 yesterday against West Brom. So that makes sense why this. Next week, however, they also away at Ashton Gate, Bristol City. They had plenty of time to put a 30-metre line in this game. They had plenty of time because... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I actually can't believe... Wow, what a tackle. What a tackle. Is that Mitsias? McMeekin should have easily scored a try there. That was horrific from the Greeks. So, left-hand side here. Clingerman says, remember that Canadian bloke, Riley Jacks? Kind of. So, second tackle here, 15 minutes out. Chuck Quinlan says the score looks like Samoa vs England. It's actually worse than Samoa vs England. Oh, easy try there. I'd be more so looking towards like a Scotland versus Australia. But like I said, England... Oh, Andy Ackers have a nice little try. Like I said, this they'll probably beat Australia's 84, but then again, they didn't hold Greece to 0, like Australia did with Scotland. But also... Australia have the ability to then go and beat it. They're not going to get... There's a chance they could hit 100 here. There is a chance England could hit 100. There is a chance. So that is really horrible there from Greece. Not only... Like, they've just not cared in this game. Like, after the 20th minute, it was 12-6, and they've just not cared since then. At all. At all. Very disappointing from Greece here to finish off their tournament like this. Like, they have been really, really bad. Really, really bad. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Have a look at these tryhards trying to beat our 84 points. Yeah, but no matter what, unless they hit 100, which is possible, but unless they hit 100, I'll always just continuously say that we kept Scotland to 0. And they will slap the kick through. So it's 78-4 here with 12 minutes to go. Right, this is banned Rugby League in Greece again. They've actually been quite fun to watch in this World Cup until the last 60 minutes. James Bryan says, Australia about to turn up anyway. Suck that, England. Probably, mate. Probably. I think Scotland has been the worst in the World Cup. Yeah, absolutely. Do you not watch our power rankings? I think our power rankings we'll probably do on Wednesday this week. Probably do it on Wednesdays. England get the ball there 5 minutes out. Oh, here we go. Oh, England are delivering. Shut up. Shut up, commentary. When's the next game? So, yeah, so I think Wednesday, or maybe even Tuesday night. I'll probably do Wednesday night. Oh, maybe Tuesday night. We'll see. Will Greece be last now? Greece were always last in their pool. Greece, Samoa, England, and... who was the other team? France. Oh, yeah, Greece were always last in their pool. So third tackle now, 50 metres out of the line. They've got numbers again. This wing defence is horrific. Ryan Hall here. Oh, it's a 4 pass and another 4 pass. There's 2 4 passes there. Clonky mentioned me in the power rankings. I don't know yet. We haven't seen Scotland play yet. If Scotland can at least do something against Fiji, maybe we might see Greece go below. But if Scotland lose by anything over 30 to 40, then I would say, I think it was actually probably flat, that pass. The next pass is forward, though. Yeah, I'd probably say Scotland remain. I'd probably say Scotland will remain as the worst. So 10 minutes to go here, guys. 10 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new around here. Scotland kicks the Fiji 30. They go above. Maybe. We'll see. It depends on the game, man. Because Greece still had a pretty good game too. And... not great game 2. Sorry, game 1. And they were never going to beat Samoa with the way they Samoa were having to come out to get revenge. 10 minutes to go, you guys. 10 minutes to go. Thumbs up, subscribe, slap, slap, bing, bong, bang. Fox 4 tries plus. Potential Choc Queensland, absolutely. Absolutely. Who's on his wing? I can't remember the Italian who's on the wing there, but yeah. Yeah, that'll be massive if Adokar. So third tackle now, and the Greeks step back onto the inside. 4 tackle, 30 metres out. Clonman says, never mind, Scotland has only scored 4 points this entire tournament. They probably have to stay last. It depends on how the game against Fiji goes, but more than likely they will be staying last. Yeah, Fox isn't playing. Okay, well, there you go. Who's the wingers then? Wingers, is it Val Holmes on the wing there maybe? Who's the winger? Murray Talangi and somebody else. Who's the other winger? Murray Talangi and who? Murray Talangi and... I can only really think of Val Holmes as the other winger. We didn't really bring a great deal of wingers to the tournament. Oh, Campbell Graham. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, Campbell Graham, Murray Talangi in the centres. You'd have Val Holmes and usually Latrell, but obviously they're not going with Latrell in this game as well. Chelsea scored. Okay. At least that saves me from my worry of not having Webster. Who scored for Chelsea? Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz. They won Chelsea. Well, no, it's not 3-1 Chelsea does, mate. Oh, actually, no, I know what you're saying. 3-1, I know what you're saying. If Greece cannot give up another try, that'd be good for them. And it'll also be good for everyone to be like... Because I don't really care them give them another try. I don't want them to score more than 84, though. I don't really care, though. It doesn't really matter. It is true though, Jay. If you don't hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, Santa won't give you any presents. It's true. It is true. You do have to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Otherwise, you will not receive any presents here. And I'll be England now with the ball 40 minutes out. Jay's just trying to help you out. Dan Sargenson's a piece of shit, Clone Commander. That guy's an absolute flog. First tackle here, 45 metres out from their own line. Dan Sargenson is the biggest moron I've ever seen. Came to the Titans, thought he was something special, did absolutely shithouse, was shithouse, did nothing, and then had the audacity to go back to England, do nothing, mind you, in England, but be in the team that obviously won the premiership, and then spite the Titans for some God knows what reason in a photo showing where the premiership went in the Sahara Gold Coast or some shit. You're just like, bro, 1, you're a nonsense player. 2, who the hell are you? And 3, you were dog shit for the Titans. It wasn't the Titans who were dog shit for you. You were dog shit for the Titans, and you went down to Burleigh, and you made a mistake because you're on drugs, and also, allegedly, also you made a mistake by punching on with somebody. You're a dickhead. Like, the guy's a dickhead. So, yeah, no, I don't like Dan Sargison. Guy's a flog. Guy's a flog of the highest degree. Highest degree. Oh, Bournemouth 2-0. Bournemouth 2-0. Bournemouth 2-0 against Tottenham. That's incredible. Second tackle now. At the 10. Second tackle, right hand side. Chance here to go to... They should get to 84 here. They should score here. They should score here. Andy Ackers goes out. And Pierce Paul, easy try. This is so bad from Greece. James Bryan says, commentators won't know what to say if Australia get to play England. All they do is suck the pomps off. Won't be any of that when we drop 15 tries on them. I think Australia do beat him relatively decently, but not like a massive score, but I think like a 12 or 16 pointer. Chuck Quinlan says Latrell should be playing. They're resting Latrell again. Tottenham hot shit, bottle job flops. I still can't believe that short kickoff for Greece before. But look, it's a fine try. It's a fine try. But Greece, look at how poor they are. Like, look how bad this defense is. They're really lazy. Arguably, that's an obstruction. There should be a penalty. There should be a penalty here. He ran behind his own player. That's a penalty. That's an obstruction. That should be no try. The video ref has to come involved here. He's ran behind his own player. He ran behind his own player. Referee. Referee, how was there no video ref? Excuse me? Hit the post. That's dog shit. That's absolute dog shit. He literally just ran behind his own player. He literally prevented a player from making a tackle on him just then. Referee. It doesn't change the game whatsoever. Obviously, they're up to 78-4 anyway. But, like, what? How on earth was that not an obstruction? That was the most prime example of a player that got impacted because he ran behind his own player. That's crazy, that call. That's crazy. That is crazy. Davis's mates at England, they will let it go to their own people. That is a crazy call, that. Like, that is really, really mad. Like, that is really, really mad. 5 minutes to go here. I absolutely am in shock at how poor officiating in this World Cup has been. England going to score again here. England going to score again here. And back on the inside, and that's going to be a try time for England. But honestly, you go back and you're surprised about a bad call. I'm not surprised, Riley, but what I'm surprised with is that someone's so inept that they didn't see that obstruction. He literally, the Greek player is here, the English player is here, the English player then runs from here around his own player, and you can clearly see the Greek player not being able to get past the man. Like, that was the most blatant obstruction you've nearly ever seen. Like, that's a crazy call. It's crazy. It's mad. England vs PNG quarterfinal? Absolutely, Red Man. Yeah, we knew that for ages. Klein Command says, who do you think would win, Greece or Scotland? Depends, because Greece gave up at the 20-minute mark of this game. Is this the best Rugby League World Cup in terms of competitiveness? Oh, what? Maybe when it comes to the finals. They need a wicket, man. 4 for 88. They're in the 18th over, so... Or 19th over. My player of the match is Mark Sneed. Dom Young's been sensational. Andy Acker's been good. But I'd say Mark Sneed for me. Yeah, there you go. They're talking about Mark Sneed right now. I agree. It's 86-4. Are you mad? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what? James Ryan says, England players and fans are in for a huge shock if they play Oz. These piss-weak blowouts are giving them a false sense of security. People don't realise that, though, man. They don't like to listen. Most competitive Rugby League World Cup was 1954. Alright. And? Also, not a World Cup. You know why? Because it wasn't professional. Who do you think will play England in the semis? I think there's a potential that Papua New Guinea could surprise them. But if England do win like they should, it should be Tonga. But I would not be surprised if Samoa beat Tonga. It's a big rivalry game there. Big rivalry game, man. I do not think that Papua New Guinea are completely out of this world to beat them, though. They'll be a very physical side, I'm telling you. Nah, they're not going to hit 100, bro. They might, actually. They might hit 100. Dom Young here down the right-hand side. Oh, good tackle. But it's going to be a try anyway. The Hunji is on here. There's still 3 minutes to go here, but they have to get this kick. It's not the easiest... Oh, they're going to check this, actually. They're going to check it. I don't think they're going to hit 100 in this game. I really don't. They'll be close, though. Actually, no, because they need to score 3 times here. 86-4. Then they get a 6. It'll be 92-4. Then they have to get to 98. No, they won't get 100. They can't do that in 3 minutes. And that's if he scores here. Dom Young still in. He was definitely in. I don't even know why we checked that. It was clearly in. He's clearly in. And he definitely catches this. 90-4. Yeah, they still need to score two more times after this in 3 minutes. I can't see that happening. Looks like the AFL Grand Final. Oh, it's Chuck Quinlan. Where's me Geelong Cats hat, eh? Where's me Cats hat? Ah? Where's me Cats hat? I can't believe they even looked at this. So what I would do if I'm Greece here, I would kick the ball as deep as possible. Charlie Thompson says need 1 try. Oh, that's right. They get 94 and then with the kick to cut. Why was it 86 just then? It said 86-4 and now it's 92-4 without the kick. They need to get this kick, which will be a... Get it. So now they are 1 try away. So I thought it was 86-4 and it would have been 92-4, but no, it's 94-4. This is the biggest loss in the World Cup. Yeah, it is. Greece gave up after 20 minutes. 1995 was actually competitive. Wales and New Zealand got up, but narrowly lost to England and Oz. I'd actually say 2017 was one of the closest World Cups I've ever seen. Because it went up as a no try. No, it went up as a try. Short kickoff. You're joking, Greece. You're joking, aren't you? You're joking, Greece. Why would you go for the short kickoff when you can potentially concede 100 here? Oh, it was Mark Sneed's got the try, by the way. I think it's been unbelievable. Shit, mate, this is close because it went up as a no try. It went up as a try. James Bruns, do you think Greece getting dominated and not winning a game could hurt Ilya's confidence and development going into next year? No, I don't. This was relatively expected, man. Not this scoreline, but like it was still expected here. England here going down the wing. Can you imagine they score on the sideline and then miss the kick? Right hand side, England at the 40. They can't concede 100. Surely, Greece, man up, man. Show something. You know, show something, man. Show something, man. Oh, nearly broke through there. Gets the offload. Oh, that's forward. That was forward again. Oh, kicks it across here. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Again, they're going to do the same thing. Oh, my God. This is the worst team I've ever seen. Greece have got to be the worst team I've ever seen. The Greece have got to be the worst team I've ever seen. Like, that is just horrific. Like, truly. No try, they're saying. Confirming he's offside. I just want to say that is now the third or fourth time that try has happened from the Greeks who have an easy catch not catching the ball. Like, so she's called no try here. I think this is a try, unless he's offside, which I didn't see. I think they're all onside here. They're all well onside. Oh, they're playing the right's offside. No, he is going to be offside. No, it's going to be no try. It's going to be no try, guys. He was offside. I didn't realise that they were talking about the one in front of the kick going to the right-hand side. I thought we were talking about the left. Shock Williams says the ball has Greece on it. They can't catch it. Well, Greece surely should be able to not concede 100 here. But, my God. Like, this has been woeful. They thought. Shitos. Don't forget, guys, in 30 minutes' time, we'll be jumping on for Fiji versus Scotland. All 2-1, Ryan Sessegnon. Assisted by Hoiberg. Oh, Brentford 1-1. Oh, they conceded. That screws my keeper. Rough day out in the drive this afternoon. A few wickets in the power play wasn't enough to set the Englishmen back. Like, the English have played pretty well here. This has actually probably been their best performance in the World Cup, I would say. I would say this performance has been better than the Samoa performance. I think this has been their best performance. This has definitely been the performance in the Samoa game. Oh my God, so they're still throwing the ball around. Guys, stop throwing the ball around. Just please hold the ball for the next 20 seconds, you muppets. Balls and Silver, thanks for your comments, bud. Appreciate it, man. I'll see you hopefully in about half an hour time for the next game. Greece get this ball to the halfway point. Second tackle, 10 seconds to go. They will not be able to get 100 here, England. It's a good score, though. It's a good score. Casual athletes says this game, wow. It's not that crazily surprising, though. Like, it's Greece. Oh, my God. Don't throw the ball around, you muppets. So, there you go, guys. Yeah, right, Captain. How do you concede 17 tries? Bro, they've been bad. They've been really, 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 really bad. Surely Greece is last in power rankings now. Probably. George says, Clone actually no, that goes to Russia back in 2000 by 106 points. Yeah, the biggest scoreline ever was Australia beating Russia by 110 to 4, I think it was. 110 to 4 over Russia back in 2000. But, guys, that's going to do us here for this stream. We'll be back in half an hour's time for the Fiji Bhatti versus Scotland game. And then after that, we've got Australia versus Italy. So, obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. I can't believe how bad Greece were, but also congratulations to England. This is probably their best performance of the World Cup so far. So, like I said, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in about 25 minutes. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.